Intro, Batman.
Can we pour gasoline on that and
Wait
burn
a
it?
minute. Didn't I just say that yesterday to start the show?
And you know what? And yesterday I was like, no big deal. No, let's pour gasoline on that and absolutely Molotov cocktail that baby. Are you kidding me?
Phillies now losers of 3 straight games. They began
defense.
a 4-game series with the Nationals yesterday, and they lose 3-2. Once again, a 10-hit night for the Fightins, but a lot of singles. And then once guys were in scoring position, they went a total of 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position yesterday.
How about it?
And, the thing is, the intro that you heard there, in case people were wondering, part of the conversation we had at the beginning of this week on Monday, after the Phillies completed their sweep of the Rangers, was whether or not they were just on a hot streak or if we were starting to see the team sort of come together and play into the form that we all expected them to. And, again, remember I warned the back end of the lineup. They were playing hot. I didn't expect that to continue. Yesterday, you had contributions pretty much up and down the entire lineup except for Castellanos, who we'll get to, and JT Realmuto. They went a combined 0 for 8, but the rest of the guys were getting on base, putting the ball in play. Edmundo Sosa walked yesterday, so 11 total base runners for the Phillies yesterday, but nobody could drive them in.
Okay, they had the problems with the travel coming from Cincinnati because they had the problems with the Delta plane. So they weren't able to fly. They end up getting into Washington yesterday afternoon late. I'll give them a little grace for that. That's a pain in the backside.
They're high-class planes.
That's a pain in the backside, though. That's terrible. You're out of your routine. Players do have routines. I can understand that. That's a little bad. But the thing is, you were playing very, very well. That game was well in hand. And then
I don't know if it was ever well in hand. It was a
they were
ball game.
Yeah, but you had a formula. The formulatic to a win was there against a really bad baseball team. It was right there. The formula's right in front of you. The bullpen you've been bragging about for weeks, telling everybody for 2 weeks how great this bullpen is, and it's all set up now, and you can situationally do everything. That's it's just it's the same. And I'll never forget when we analyze some of the decisions from last night. I'll be interested to hear.
So you and I were talking before the show. I'm curious by the decisions you weren't fond of.
Well, I want to ask you point blank. Why are you not a double play dev?
Well, that's the biggest
one. I agree
with you there.
You were up 2-1. Why are you not at double play depth? Why are you playing the infield in?
That was a weird decision.
It makes no sense. And I got to tell you, I love Ben Davis. Ben's a good dude, really, really nice guy. Ben, it is okay to just say what you want to say. He wanted to say it. There's no reason for you not to be at double play depth. There's no reason.
That's a corners in, middle infield play, regular double play.
Why in the world are you playing up and in?
And that's a tailor-made double play ball. That was hit to Trey Turner, but because he was up, he obviously couldn't make the play.
It makes no sense. And again, it does not make any sense as to what's going on there. And there are many who will question, as social media did last night, as they did on the broadcast. Yet when Jesus Luzardo has been a guy who has run out of gas or has had those disastrous innings, why are you pushing it with him to the end? You had different opinions on that one.
Yeah,
but
I don't think they push it. So he finished the day with 97 pitches, right? So he goes through.
He was 83, I think, through the inning before.
And that's my answer. I mean, if he's at 83 pitches and it's a 2-1 ball game, like, you would have taken him out?
I don't know. I mean, at the time they speculated on the broadcast. Do you go to it? You have a fully rested and loaded bullpen.
Yeah, but this is one of these where damn if you do, damn if you don't. You take them out, and let's say the bullpen gives up a run. We go, they shouldn't have taken him out.
Yeah, but this has been a guy who has been unreliable.
Yeah, and the bullpen has been.
No, but this is where you're supposed to be. But you're supposed to be getting the bullpen ready for postseason baseball. You're supposed to be getting the bullpen ready for when you need them in the fall to do the things that you got them to do. You have all the arms ready to go. They're all loaded up, ready to fire. And you've got a 2-1 lead against a bad baseball team, a quad A baseball team. Go out there, get the job done.
Quad A baseball team, which is why they probably feel comfortable with Luzardo continuing to pitch in that inning.
If the manager has them playing at double play depth, that game is at the worst.
Sure.
The worst case scenario. It's a 2-2 tie.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with you there.
It's pathetic. That's and again, he's just staring off into space. You can watch the video. He is just staring. He's watching the game like you and I.
Now I'm going.
He's sitting at home like, what's he doing?
I am going to guess.
What is he guessing?
I'm going to this is me guessing.
Okay, you're guessing.
Rob Thompson's a baseball man.
Because you're a
right?
kind guy.
I am a kind guy.
You're being kind here.
They must have had some sort of statistical analysis.
Okay, well then fire that person.
I agree.
Then fire.
agree.
Because you know
I'm
what?
anti-analytics. You know me.
Joe the Cynics baseball guys wouldn't have it. The Little League World Series managers would know differently to do that.
Damn right, and they'd be on a hot mic talking
They
about
would be. Seriously, don't like fire whoever gave you the data that said don't play at double play depth. That makes no sense.
I hear you.
So I mean, I don't want to hear that. Well, we had a little data that told us, no, you have a ground ball hitter, a guy who hits the ball on the ground. Literally double play depth. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so dumb. And Ben, it was right on his lips. He wanted to say it. Tom wanted to say it, but Tom's the play-by-play guy. They wanted to get it out. They couldn't spit it out. I'll spit it out for them. That was stupid. As Bill would say, you're not stupid. Yes, you're stupid. Right. So, Bill, this is for Bill Colarulo. No, no, we do not entrust. We do not trust. No, you can't trust when you see stupidity like that rolled out.
Phillies lose to the Nationals yesterday, 3-2. Now
terrible.
Losers of 3 straight games. Good thing is the Mets imploded again. So the lead is still at 5.
And you blew this. The Mets have played terrible baseball for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And you haven't taken advantage of it.
Hey, at least it's not a 3-game lead. You're right. It could be 7, but at least it's not 3.
You let the Padres catch up to you now. The Padres have now caught you.
They were the team that scared me the most.
Connor, are you not worried about them?
No, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
Padres
full of
aren't worried about it. Dodgers are a half game. Dodgers are a half game behind you. Padres are tied with you.
The Padres have the best bullpen in baseball. Before the trade deadline, it got even better. And that lineup that you guys all
and by the way, they also helped
but
their
a lot
back.
of people say, "Oh, I think this lineup's going to come up small in the playoffs." Yeah.
I like.
You just wait.
Padres scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, no, they went all in. They did what I want to do. Every single year is what I want to do. Bleep them prospects, ship them off. Let's try to win a World Series, and everybody would celebrate it.
Yeah, but wait a minute, though. But Andrew Painter. Okay, let's not talk about that either. Yeah. He's having a worse year than Mick Abel had.
I'm just saying, the Padres did what I wanted to do. So if the Padres win the World Series, I'm going to walk around with a couple birds up in the air.
No. If the Padres go further than the Phillies.
Yeah, I'll go double bird. All you prospect people.
Or if the Padres knock out the Phillies, I swear to you.
All you prospect people. All right, I have a question for the audience today. If you guys want to vent about the Philadelphia Phillies, have at it. 610-632-0975.
We bits of calls from Williamsport from some smart managers.
Sure.
Who would actually understand how to manage a 2-1 game with one man out and bases loaded with a lead.
It's a Friday vent fest here on Kincade and Salciunas. I have a question, and I touched on it yesterday. And you guys gave your answers, but I want this to now be a topic for today's show. It started on post-show headlines earlier this week, and I made quick mention of it yesterday when I said later this week, and then you reminded me that yesterday was Thursday, which means today's Friday.
It is.
Aaron Nola makes his return on Sunday.
I'm excited for it. I really am.
That's the question. The word is excited. Are you excited to see Aaron Nola make his return on Sunday?
Do you know what Michael Coletti said to me yesterday as he cut my hair? By the way, Sal's Barbershop in King of Prussia. Good job, Michael.
Damn right.
You know what he said to me yesterday?
What?
What if Aaron Nola comes back and is rested and is the guy who ends up lifting this pitching staff and ends up being the storyline that helps propel this team to a World Series?
That'd be a great storyline. And then Dave Dombrowski would do the whole, this is why we weren't aggressive at the deadline, because we looked at Aaron Nola's return as an addition.
Then you know what? I'd be totally fine with it.
Yeah, of course.
I'd be thrilled.
The word excited.
That's the word, though. That's the word.
It's not what I'm using. I'm not excited. I'm worried.
I'm excited to see him.
So what is the plan with Nola making his return? The Phillies have one for now. We'll tell you what it is coming up next, and we'd love to hear from you at 610-632-0975.
Little League managers, please call in.
A Phillies Vent Fest on this Friday with Kincade Salciunas. And are you excited for Aaron Nola to make his return on Sunday? It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Philly fans, you are the best sports fans in the world. You're not stupid.
Phillies Vent Fest here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic. Just telling by the tone of the YouTube chat this morning, maybe it will be a strong Vent Fest day today because there is a lot of venting going on about Rob Thompson and the decision to stick with Luzardo.
Look, Rob Thompson again, because I am a Rob Thompson detractor many times, but he does a lot of things well. And all you have to do is, and I try to go down, quite a few times a year. If you talk to his players, he is popular. He's popular for the same things you hear, though. He's popular for the culture that he builds around the team. He's popular because he treats them like men. He respects their time. He does things like that. As a strategist, he may be one of the worst strategists I've ever watched.
Yeah, the double play depth, or not having double play depth was a questionable decision. I don't kill him. Horrible decision.
Seriously.
I don't kill him for Luzardo going back out there.
Okay, we have a different spin on that. I would not have had Luzardo pitching to the last man, but that's okay. That's okay. That is fine, and I understand your point of view.
Well, the last man,
your point of view.
Second. It was a lefty.
You got a full bullpen loaded up, ready to go, and you've been bragging about in every pregame rugby scrum of media. You've been talking about how now you can match and mix and match and get guys.
They can brag all
get guys into roles, and this is the kind of team you get credit against because you're in seventh.
They can brag all they want. I still don't feel totally comfortable with the bullpen. What I'm gonna guess is if Topper took truth serum, it was we wanted Luzardo to get out of the 7th, Kirkland gets the 8th, and our man Duran gets the 9th. Maybe they don't want to use Robertson too much. By the way, Robertson looked good yesterday. I'll give him his credit.
Oh, he's how about last 2 outings?
Yeah, he looked good.
No, he's been spectacular.
Yeah, he looked good.
Not good. He's been spectacular. Yeah. Lights out.
Better than the rest of this bunch.
Yeah, I mean, so another reason why you would do it when you got the other guys all rested, ready to go.
Sure. All right,
let's go.
Aaron Nola making his return on Sunday. Our question for you is whether or not you're excited for it. That is the word that we're using.
That's the key word. You have to use excited.
My answer is no. My answer is, intrigued, I guess, because I don't know what I'm getting. And if it was like Zach Wheeler's coming back from his stint, right, his couple weeks off like they did in 2022, I was excited to see Zach Wheeler return because I thought it would be good. I don't know what Aaron Nola is at this stage of his career. So if he comes back on Sunday and he gets rocked, which I don't expect it to against the Nationals, but if he comes back on Sunday and has a subpar performance, this entire idea of moving starters to the bullpen kind of hangs on what Nola does. I
am excited, and it's funny because that's where this sort of topic comes from. I am excited to see him. And it was weird is yesterday Mike had heard us talking about it. Michael had heard us talking about it, and he goes, what if?
Yeah.
He goes, Aaron Nola in 22, 23, and 24 has shown us in September and October that he has been able to dial up some good starts, really good starts that are like starts we're going to be talking about at the end of his career going,
yeah, sure.
Remember that game? Remember St. Louis? Remember against the Braves? And so to me, he says, what if he ends up being the guy?
I mean,
he's all rested and he comes back and he stabilizes the bullpen. I said, I absolutely could see him being the Game 4 starter in an NLCS and a World Series.
All right. Now, for now, in case people are wondering what the plan is, 6-man rotation. For now, we don't know how long they're going to go with that. I'm guessing part of it is extra day rest for a lot of the guys, especially Wheeler and Suarez. I think it's also a thumbs up to Taijuan Walker.
Absolutely it is.
Right? Like, do you want to take him out of the rotation right now? Probably not.
Well,
he's been pitching well.
Well, here's what I don't get, though. And I don't want to, jump any other topics. But you have a guy who hates being on anything but his normal routine in Wheeler. Mm-hmm. He reiterated it last week in an interview. He does not like not being in his routine. He has said this every single year that he doesn't like that.
And you know
so what are you doing there?
Now the Phillies can say, we understand that, but both times we've done this, one shutting you down, one 6-man rotation, you pitch well in the playoffs, so we're going to go off of what we've done in the past, and it's worked.
And Christopher Sanchez is having one of the 3 greatest years in baseball this year as a starter?
Sure.
And you're now going to mess with his routine. Why? Like, I don't get it. I seriously don't understand
With
it.
all due
Again,
respect to Christopher Sanchez having a hell of a year, I have to worry more about the health of Wheeler and Suarez and whether or
then
not
give Wheeler a break.
I know that's what I would want them.
That's
to
what we.
do.
That's what we said. Give him a break.
My ideal situation is Wheeler.
You knew
sits
Nola's
2
back.
weeks.
Give him a break.
Yeah,
then.
no, that's what I
10
want
days.
them to do.
Just give him 10 days. Give him 2 starts. And the thing is,
completely
right now, we could have done that.
But they're not going to do it, so they'll go 6-man rotation for now, unless something changes. Maybe Wheeler does need a time off.
By the way, this time off has not helped Wheeler. It didn't help him at the All-Star break. He's been terrible since the break. He was perfect and fine till the break.
Maybe he needs more time, like they did in 2022.
He was
around
fine.
This
he was
time.
fine till the break, and then all that time off seems to have screwed him up.
I don't think the time off screwed him up.
Well,
I really do.
Well, there is it's a direct line to it.
I don't think his shoulder all of a sudden got weak.
There it is.
All right, coming up next, we have said that things can't happen or the Phillies won't win anything, or that can't happen or the Phillies won't win anything. Something needs to change fast with the Phillies. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phils dropped their third straight. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies lost again last night, 3-2 to the Nationals after giving up a lead in the seventh inning. Jesus Luzardo threw well through 6, but fell apart in the seventh, and Ryan Kerkering couldn't walk the tightrope out of the bullpen with the bases loaded. It's the team's third straight loss and third straight game of scoring 2 runs or less, so the offense needs to wake up a bit. They'll get another chance tonight to get things right. 6:45 p.m. first pitch in Washington. Zach Wheeler on the mound against Mackenzie Gore, a rematch of the opening day starting pitching matchup. The Eagles are continuing their joint practices with the Browns in preparation for their preseason matchup. That's tomorrow at 1 p.m. Nick Sirianni met with media yesterday and talked about why the joint practices are so beneficial.
It's not only a different guy that they're going against, but, it's different schemes. You can't get enough of that. And that's how the season's played, right? So, yeah, it's good for us to be able to do that and get that work.
It's valuable experience, but unfortunately, according to reports from joint practice, the Eagles haven't looked great against the Browns. We'll see if they look any better at Lincoln Financial Field on Saturday in actual preseason game action. This update is brought to you by Rapid Radios, their instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Connor Thomas on your home for the best birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Connor, he is like.
I run back in here and he's clapping into
Connor
the
and I
microphone.
just
I
one
don't
of
know
those
what's going
days.
on.
Connor and I the other day both did something that we don't usually do in the morning. I said to him, do you have a Red Bull there? And Connor had a sugar-free Red Bull. I had stopped and got a sugar-free Red Bull. I rarely do that.
guys needed that juice.
We both had to get one.
Yeah, I had the double.
You had the
Going in on
double.
middays.
I was not feeling it. I hadn't had a good night's sleep, and I said, you know what? I'll stop at Belmont and stop at the beautiful Wawa, and then challenge my life getting out of that lot.
Yeah.
And we both had one. You this morning.
Yeah, dude.
It's just all natural this morning?
High on life and a cup of
It's
coffee.
Friday, right?
man. Yeah.
It's Friday.
I've
It's
slept-
summertime.
I've slept well the last 2 nights.
Plus, it's summertime Friday, and you feel you got a brewery trip this afternoon.
got a nice day
You got
planned.
energy. I got golf this afternoon.
Today's the Blue Moon Day. Christy is home.
Wait a minute.
Goes to
wait, what?
daycare.
Are you going to the Blue Moon Brewery?
No.
Once in a blue.
No, once in a Blue Moon day.
Because I love Blue
Where
Moon.
my wife is off and the youngin goes to daycare.
See, that's not bad.
All right. We have talked numerous times about how things absolutely can't happen or the Phillies won't make any sort of run. Like one of those big things is Zach Wheeler. If he gets hurt, we're in trouble.
Right.
Bryce Harper. If he is not the Bryce Harper, the Phillies are in trouble. If one of your guys in the middle of your order and not a day in which like Brandon Marsh just randomly on a Sunday give up lineup is batting fifth. No. When I'm talking about Nick Castellanos is 1 for his last 29, 2 for his last 33,
Those
3 for
numbers
his
aren't
last
real.
36, 4 for his last 39. But since July 2nd, 187. I told you that yesterday. It's updated. Since July 2nd, he is batting 187.
What?
He has walked just 4 times and has struck out 36 times. He has 6 extra base hits, 5 of which are home runs, 1 double, 19 singles. So when he is hitting the ball, it is typically just a single, except for the occasional home run. Since July 2nd, we are a month and a half in this stretch where he's batting well below 200. And I know that there was talks about potentially moving on from him at the trade deadline. I know there have been talks since the trade deadline about platooning him in right field. At some point, I've been asking this question for you guys for the last couple of days. At some point, these struggles may outweigh the resume. Now, the problem is I don't know what you do because it's not like the options behind him are all that great.
What do you mean? Where was Bader last night? Except for pinch hitting coming in. By the way, that was his second pinch hit since he's been here.
Yeah, sure.
2 for 2. Where was he? He was on the bench, right?
Yeah, because of the I don't know, because Brad Lord was a right-handed pitcher.
Right,
You
I
would
don't-
think
I
usually
don't
he's out there
understand. Why
because
wouldn't-
of the reverse splits.
Why wouldn't you mean the same dork that told Rob Thompson to have them play up, have your infield play in, and not play at double play depth? Somebody must have, had that on a spreadsheet
Well, then
somewhere.
the question is, who would you have sat yesterday? Would it have been
Yes,
Nick Castellanos?
yes, it would have been. You just gave the numbers. That's July 2nd.
Yeah.
That's before our nation's birthday. Are you kidding me? Like, what are we doing here? Are we being bullied by Nicky the C?
Well,
are we
that's
being
the-
bullied since he got the one night of the
Good question,
defensive,
man.
the night that he got defensively replaced, and he pulled the temper tantrum, and since then Rob Thompson's been bullied. He's been bullied into I can't. We got to watch. Don't want to make Nick upset.
Yeah, look,
I mean, come on now.
my question.
This is a joke.
So question 1 for you at 610-632-0975. We'll check our text line for the first time next segment, as we do every single morning. Are you excited for the return of Aaron Nola on Sunday? Question number 2 is, what do you do with right field? Because it's not as simple as, bench him. And it's not as simple as...
Well, last night it is.
Okay,
Last
right,
night
right.
it is.
Like, give him
no,
a day,
last night
give him
it
a
is.
day off.
Last night it is as simple as he does not deserve to be in the lineup
Right.
ahead of Bader in that situation with that pitching matchup.
And if I hear that he gets upset if he does sit a game, then we have to hold him accountable like we did Max Kepler when Kepler complained about not having the playing time that he expected when he was struggling. I mean, Nick Castellanos is reaching a point of being unplayable. His at-bats are just they're non-competitive at-bats, swinging at the first pitch constantly, especially if the pitches are outside of the zone. And the 36 strikeouts to just 4 walks. Like, I get it. You can go through a stretch where you're hitting the ball hard and it's just going right to field.
9-1?
That happens.
9-1.
That's horrible.
That's terrible. There's nothing. I mean, there's no way you make out that lineup last night and don't have Bader in it. Absolutely none. It's another thing where you just say, the people who blindly defend the manager to me. When I saw the tweet come out and I saw tonight's lineup, I don't know who it was. It might have been Matt Gelb. It might have been somebody put it out.
Sure.
And I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me? What are they doing? Like, what are you doing? Are you afraid Nick Castellanos is going to come into your office and put his fist down on the desk and intimidate you into another decision where you don't manage this ball club? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
What is it?
And then we're going to play a game later on today.
Uh-oh.
Can't wait for it. It's called Who's That Outfielder? Who's in the Outfield? Whatever we want to title it. We're going to try to figure out what the outfield will be tonight. But I'll tell you right now, they're facing Mackenzie Gore, lefty. Nick Castellanos will once again be in the lineup tonight because who are you going to play over him? Kepler or Marsh?
I would absolutely.
Bader's going to play center.
I would absolutely give him a night off. I'd give him a night off.
So you're going to play Marsh or Kepler against the left-handed pitcher?
Yes, I would take my chances with Marsh. Answer would be Marsh. I would take my chances. And I would say yes. Take my chances. That's fine. Kepler played right field the Saturday night in Texas.
Would you go double Marsh Kep, or are you going Marsh and then Weston Wilson gets a start in the outfield? Because Edmundo Sosa is going to probably play second base today.
I guess on Unfiltered they call him Dub.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Dub. But I mean, he's done well. When
especially against lefties. He's been raking against left-handed
He's done
pitching.
well. I think he's like 8 for 15 or 8 for. He's on a hot streak, so maybe he's earned something. I don't know, but I definitely would have no problem telling Nick Castellanos, Nick, look at what you've been doing. Take a little time. Take a breather. That streak is done.
What do you do with Nick Castellanos? My man is scuffling. 1 for his last 29, 2 for his last 33, 3 for his last 36, 4 for his last 39, and since July 2nd, batting 187.
They don't seem real. Those numbers do not seem real.
It's piling up, man. He is in a rut, and not just over those last 3 games or 4 games or 5 games. This has been going on since July the 2nd. What do you do with right field? What do you do specifically with Nick Castellanos? I saw somebody put out a tweet yesterday. Can't wait for Crawford to get called up and Castellanos getting DFA'd. That's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. So it has to be a legitimate answer. What do you do with Nick Castellanos? You can text in, call in at 610-632-0975. We'll check our text messages for the first time next segment. What do you do with Castellanos? And are you excited for the return of Aaron Nola? And, of course, it's just an overall Phillies Friday vent fest.
I can't wait to hear about that one.
Yeah, I because you know how he's a polarizing figure in this town. It is Kincade Salciunas on this Friday morning, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo,
Maybe.
Fanatic, our 2 questions for you to start the show this morning. Are you excited, the key word, for Aaron Nola and his return on Sunday? And then what do you do with Nick Castellanos? Because those numbers I continue to give you guys are troubling, and it has been going on since the beginning of July, where he has been batting 187. Not driving the ball.
I'm getting told by one of my very good friends that I am either full of crap or that I am just stupid, as Bill Colarulo says, if I am excited to see Aaron Nola. He said, what are you excited about? What do you think he's doing? He does not have a Superman cape. What is he actually going to come in here and save for you? He's not the problem. I'm like, I don't know. I think he's going to stabilize I think he could stabilize the rotation. I really do. I think it could be. I absolutely. You know what? I'm more believing that we're going to see good Nola than bad. I'm leaning towards that we're going to see. I'll put it this way. I'm convinced in my head that we're going to see better Nola this time. Now that he's back, we're going to see better Nola than we saw.
I would
Nola.
give you hope to.
I'm not talking about like a little better. Like, I'm thinking we're going to see significantly better Nola than we saw in the spring. Significantly.
Yeah.
Where we're going to be like, wow, he looks pretty good. And could he? We will be talking in September. How about this? We will be talking about him being in the playoff rotation. Is that bold enough for you? That's not taking. I'm not doing the sitting on the fence. I'm not doing Bill and Connor here. I'm not sitting on any fences.
No,
we will be talking in September
fair thing to say.
about him pushing to be in the playoff rotation. That's how confident I am on what Aaron Nola's bringing back
Look,
here.
and by all reports, and look, the performances themselves, because you can find the game logs online.
Sure.
He's been pitching well for AAA Lehigh.
And these are the guys that, just for notes, that are top prospect who you wouldn't trade, who you wouldn't even consider trading, can't get out.
Right.
That literally they just smoke our top prospect. He's been making them look like fools.
So Nola, by the way, the reason why I don't say excited is because I'm worried that if it doesn't look good, that we're in some trouble. Because then you can't get as creative with the bullpen. You just can't. And so we'll see. I mean, that's why. Like, I'm more nervous than excited.
Well, when you're talking about getting creative with the bullpen, okay. Now that we know in a wild card series or an NLDS, because of the way the schedule breaks, you're not going to need to have 4 starters.
Correct.
So you don't have to get creative with your starters.
Not until the NLCS.
So you don't really have to get creative with the bullpen until the NLCS, right?
Okay.
That's what I'm just saying. I'm trying to find the silver lining in it. But I really am. I truly am. Excited is the word, and I used it with you on post-show headlines.
You think he could work his way into the 3-man rotation come playoff time?
Correct. Especially after what I saw last night. After what I've seen from Ranger Suarez and from Jesus Luzardo. Yeah, Jesus is looking good. He stabilizes, but he still has that self-destruct button that he just loses it. He loses it when it's out of nowhere. And so to me, that's one that just gives me a little bit of nerves. And I'm still a big fan. Jesus, still a big fan.
All right, what do we got on the text line? You can text in 610-632-0975. What are the Fightins fans saying this morning?
A lot of people venting. And Joe the Cynic says, no more drinking maple syrup for Thompson. Dude gets a sugar crash around the 6th or 7th inning and can't tell when the starter's cooked.
Did anyone think that the starter was cooked to start at the end of the 6th inning?
No.
Wait a minute. That's incorrect. On the broadcast, they talked about it.
Okay.
They talked about it. He's putting him out there. He feels confident that he's going. It was 83 pitches, and he felt good about him.
Saying he's putting him out there, he's confident, does not mean that they had a feeling that he was.
No, but they talked about it with a bullpen fully stacked up and ready to go. And are you?
It's a 2-1 ball game against the Nationals,
and he's had a great.
Well.
I believe the conversation revolved around. Do you get Luzardo out with a good memory? One of those things is, do you get him a short comment about, do you get Luzardo out with a a good memory here?
Yeah, but maybe the thought is the good memory is through 7. Like he was at 80 some pitches. He had just had a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th inning because of the double play ball by Josh Bell. Like I don't.
Okay.
I don't understand the questioning, and I love Joe the Cynic, but I don't understand the questioning of, man, he didn't know that his pitcher was cooked.
I think this is ultimate revisionist history that happens with pitching decisions, where you see the guy implode in the 7th, and you're like, we should have taken him out after the 6th. But
I don't
did not
think
have
I
that
don't
thought.
think with him it is. And by the way, if you look at Philly's social media last night, it wasn't. There were people last night that were saying, "Okay, Luzardo, let's go to the pen." There were absolutely people on my feed
I'm
saying,
sure there's
"Let's
some
go
people
to the
that felt that way.
saying, "Great job, Luzardo. Let's go to the pen."
And I'm sure there
You're
would
loaded
also be
up now.
people that if Luzardo came out, they'd go, what the hell are they doing? Why are they taking him out?
Well, those people wouldn't, because they were the people that were saying go to the pen. They wouldn't do that,
Right,
because
but
then they'd look
But then
stupid.
the opposite would
That doesn't make those people right. It's a matter of opinion, and I was not at a place where I thought Luzardo should be out of that game.
I was fine when he went out there for another inning. Completely fine. What else we got on the text line?
All right, we also have a check-in from June in Yardley, who says,
What's up, June?
over the last few years, I think Rob Thompson has been more of a problem than Nick Sirianni. Should be Rob Thompson's last year if we get bounced out. Follow-up text. Not that I thought Nick Sirianni is a problem, just as a comparison.
I got you. Look, if they don't get out of the first, second round, Rob Thompson's gone. Like that's
And he should be, right?
yeah. And
He should be.
and the lineup's gone.
If this team does not win a playoff series, he's gone.
He's gone, and a lot of the roster, we need to paint over the mural at Garage. We need to trade Castellanos. Like if they don't win a playoff series or two, depending on what spot they are in the playoffs.
I mean,
If they don't get to the NLCS, I'd say that's minimum.
NLCS is where this team should be. Period. Period.
Yeah.
But if they win the NLDS and go, and again, if they play an NLC, let's say they play the Padres in the NLCS, they play the Dodgers in the NLCS, and they play a 7-game NLCS, and it's a barn burner,
Right.
And they lose.
That's one thing.
There's no way I'm calling for anybody's job.
Yeah, I just don't like the blanket this round, that round, because right now the Dodgers are not in first place in their division.
Bro, the season before it started was World Series.
No,
or
it's
bust.
got to be. Get out of here. No way,
was
Connor.
World Series
no
or bust
way,
to start the
Connor.
season.
Can I make my point? There's a chance they play the Dodgers.
Who cares?
Okay.
Who cares?
All right.
You've got to
That's
be there. You
that's
can't.
another
You got to win a
NLDS
playoff series.
elimination. Yeah,
Okay.
man.
No, we can't. We can't move the goalpost now. We can't.
No,
I'm not
yeah.
moving the goalposts. I'm just saying there's a chance they play the Dodgers in the first round.
Too bad. Well, that
Take 'em
means the
out.
Dodgers had a bad year then.
Take
that
'em
means
out.
the Dodgers weren't good. Take them out.
Damn right. All right, coming up next, we'll check more text messages. We'll reset today's topics. Also, training camp continues. Joint practices continue, and by a lot of reports, it didn't go all that well for the Birds yesterday. Clock's ticking when it comes to cornerback 2, and it's not looking all that great. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phils lose a lead in the 7th. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies lost again last night, 3-2 to the Nationals after giving up a lead in the 7th inning. Jesus Luzardo threw well through 6, but he fell apart in the 7th. Ryan Kirkering couldn't walk the tightrope out of the bullpen with the bases loaded and no outs, and they gave up the lead and the game. It's the team's third straight loss and third straight game of scoring 2 runs or less, so the offense needs to wake up. They'll get another chance tonight to get things right. 6:45 p.m. first pitch in Washington with Zach Wheeler facing off against Mackenzie Gore. The Eagles are continuing their joint practices with the Cleveland Browns in preparation for the two teams' preseason matchup. That's tomorrow at 1 p.m. at the Link. Nick Sirianni met with media yesterday and talked about why joint practices are so beneficial.
It's not only a different guy that they're going against, but, it's different schemes. You can't get enough of that. And that's how the season's played, right? So, yeah, it's good for us to be able to do that and get that work.
Unfortunately, according to reports, the Eagles haven't looked great against the Browns. We'll see if they look better at the Link on Saturday in actual pregame action. This update is brought to you by Moyer & Son. Summer's heating up. Call Moyer Indoor Outdoor for expert pest control and lawn care. Moyer, trusted service, year-round solutions. Visit eMoyer.com today. I'm Connor Thomas, and you're home for the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
We got preseason week number 2 this weekend with very little interest.
That's fine, though. It's fine. I'm going to golf tomorrow.
That's nice.
I'm going to golf. I will never usually miss a home game, but I'm going to golf tomorrow. I will watch it when I get done. I will go through it, but I will absolutely fast forward through some parts.
Sure. I will be on ESPN radio during the game. So I will have it on in the background while I talk about.
Who are you working with?
I have no idea yet.
That's always good.
We'll find out eventually.
That's always good.
I was reading the YouTube chat during the commercial break. Shout out to YouTube. Happy Friday to you.
How are we
as
feeling
well.
today on YouTube chat?
Well, I saw a comment from our man MBD.
Like MBD, he's had a good week.
Yeah, has had a good week. Now, I question
What?
maybe the volume has been down while watching the show, and maybe you've been more focused on the commenting back and forth with your fellow YouTube viewers.
All right, what's
At some point, Dombrowski has to be held accountable. Have I not ripped Dave Dombrowski all season long?
I think you've been as vocal as anybody.
I thought he had a horrific offseason.
I feel much better about his trade deadline than you do.
I love Duran, and I
not.
thought Bader was just the best of a bad litter. And that's not enough.
You were F them picks.
Hell yeah, I was. When I see what the Padres did and what the Padres have since done, I can't help but go, yeah, this is what I wanted them to do.
Wait a minute, though. MBD's not calling you out about that.
No, I don't
is he?
think so.
Oh, well, then that's fine, then.
No.
Okay. No,
I think he's just saying at some point Dombrowski has to be held accountable.
Well,
I've been doing that all season long.
I think you've been top of your lungs.
Yeah. To the point where I have been probably more in defense of Topper because of it.
I think you've been almost ridiculously in defense of Topper. Because you're
response to what Dombrowski has done. Like when we talk about lineup construction.
But like last night was terrible.
Yeah.
His lineup is terrible last night, and then his decision making was terrible.
But his lineup is terrible. Why?
And again, Aiken, watch the game, and I appreciate people that put it out to me last night. Even Joe, the cynic, did put it out there. He had the droopy dog face up.
Yeah.
Is that they show Rob.
Oh, he's just sitting there.
And he's just staring off.
Right.
He's watching the game, not paying. And you say not paying attention. Of course he's paying attention. But he's just watching the game. He's just staring off.
Yeah.
I mean, I need an active participant as my manager. I need somebody who's actually engaged going. If Ben Davis is in the booth, if Kevin Stocker's in the radio booth, if I'm on my couch in Landview and I'm able to know more, and I'm going, what's going on here? What are we doing? And everybody has the same answer going, like what's up here? And the manager is just staring into space, and he's not talking to anybody. He's just watching the game, just staring off into space.
I have a legitimate question.
Yes.
I need to drive.
You always have legitimate questions.
It's a real question.
What is it?
What do you think the record would be if you managed this Phillies team?
I absolutely think they could have lost a couple less games.
If you were the manager of the Phillies,
strategically, yes.
Wait. So they're 69 and 52.
Strategically,
if you were the manager of the Phillies, you think you'd be what, like 73 and?
I don't think it'd be much better.
And 48.
No, I don't think it'd be much better. No, because there's probably a game or two that Rob Thompson might have won that I might have lost.
Right.
But But there have been buffoonish, cartoonish games. Like
I gave you 4 extra wins.
No, 4.
All right, so there's 2 extra wins?
Yeah, like 2 extra wins. Okay. Yeah. Guess what? 2 extra wins right now. You're in the 2 seed.
You don't think you would?
No. Don't
you
do
don't
this.
think you would have added 10 extra losses?
No, I don't. No, 10 extra losses? Absolutely not.
I'm asking John
with
Kincade,
this team,
manager of the Phillies.
No, 10 extra losses. What are you talking about?
Walk around the dugout, going, what are we doing here?
10 extra losses.
Hang on. So, Mr. Baseball player's opinion, greater than average person opinion, can just take over managing the team and do a better job.
What I'm saying to you is that you're just talking.
2 wins.
If you're just talking about strategically pushing the buttons, what Rob Thompson does over the course of a season, I praise him for constantly. He runs a beautiful clubhouse. He has a team that is I actually think it now might end up being a little bit of a problem. They're too comfortable. They're way too comfortable.
Now, how uncomfortable would you make them?
Well, the thing is that you can't make them. That's a balance, and you can't make it. And that's what I give him credit for.
Sure.
You can't overreact. You can't, and he does a beautiful job.
Johnny the Cave for manager.
Does a beautiful job. No, I'm just saying is if you're just talking about.
Would you come on our show?
Oh, I'd absolutely come on your show
because I know contractually.
No, I wouldn't listen to that.
Would you do a weekly hit?
No.
Daily?
No.
Monthly?
No. Monthly I'd go on. Absolutely.
You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, WPN, HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, 8 Beasley Media Group Station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, Power Plus.
In sports, it is the absolute easiest thing that a fan could do is manage a baseball game. Not manage a baseball team over 162, but actually manage a game. That is the easiest thing that a fan could say with confidence that they could do. That's the simplest thing. First of all,
My Temple Owls won 3 straight.
First of all, nobody could
probably be a good OC.
Neither one of you guys could coach the Flyers for a game.
No.
Because one of the things is if you've never coached a hockey game, it is the only sport that doesn't call timeout.
You need water?
The only sport that doesn't call a timeout to make substitutions.
Get back on the ice.
It's hard. You have to substitute on the fly. They're not calling timeout to make your substitutions.
I'm burning the ground.
Basketball, I would think, is not as easy as it looks. Baseball's the simplest. That would be the easiest to manage a game, to try to win.
Johnny the K for manager, 2026. That's what we all want. That's what we all need. All right. Eagles joint practice with the Browns continued yesterday, and by reports, it was a pretty bad day for the Eagles, both on offense and on defense. Just want you guys to know now, we're not asking the question, are you concerned about Jalen Hurts?
No, we're not. We're not stupid.
But they had a bad day yesterday, so let's talk about it. I'm going to read you the full breakdown from NBC Sports Philadelphia at the bottom of the hour as we've reached the 7 o'clock hour. But before the bad day of practice for the Eagles, both on offense and on defense, Nick Sirianni had his press conference. You heard it here on Kincade and Salciunas before we got done and handed things over to Ray and Amy.
Okay.
And Nick Sirianni is, of course, once again asked about the cornerback position battle that has Adoree Jackson and Keely Ringo and Jacorian Bennett. Here was Nick Sirianni being asked about it.
Yeah, again, feel good about the depth in the room and feel good about the pieces that we have that are competing. Yeah, I know you guys want that answer and looking for it now. We don't have to come up with that answer for a while now. We still got some time to come up with that. So, everything's a competition. That doesn't mean we don't try to put the pieces where we think they should go as it's playing out. But yeah, it's just we're not in as a big a rush of doing that as you guys are, I guess to say.
So, as a loser who studies depth charts, I was bummed out earlier this week. I told you when they had Adoree Jackson / Keely Ringo as CB2. I was bummed out when they had Cindy Brown / Drew Makuba at that second safety spot. No, give me an answer. Who's ahead? It doesn't have to be the final decision that this guy is your second corner or this guy is your second safety, but let the people know, hey, this is who's winning the battle right now. I would like to know that kind of information.
What's it tell you?
That they don't know.
They don't know. That's not good.
And that's why Zach Berman.
That's not good.
Our buddy Zach Berman from The Athletic
followed up. Getting back into it.
Quote, here's this question, because you couldn't hear it in the audio, so I'll read you the question and then Connor will play the answer. Zach Berman follows up and says, I respect that you say there's a lot of time, but you play a game 3 weeks from today. You have 3 practices next week, and then camp is essentially over. In your experience, how long does it take for you to decide who's playing? Here was Sirianni's answer.
Yeah. I guess, Zach, that was just my nice way of telling you that I'm not going to give you any information.
So I get the feel that they don't know yet.
I think that's the answer. They don't know.
I would guess, again, this is me from reading reports and what the people are saying, so I'm not there at camp. Bill Colarulo is, though, that Adoree Jackson is winning the battle right now. That's my guess.
Okay.
But they don't want to put it out there just yet, and I think they, as a team, would probably prefer Keely Ringo to win the battle, but if he's not winning it, he's not winning it.
And he's not winning it.
And then you bring in Jacorian Bennett, so you add another guy to the competition. So that kind of extends the competition a little bit, but it also extends the period of them not knowing.
It's disappointing. You would hope that we wouldn't be here by now. And you got to wonder if the whispers about moving Cooper DeJean outside is going to start to be talked about.
Yeah, maybe it's not the worst thing, though, because I can remember a couple years ago when Reed Blankenship was essentially anointed, as we called it, the starting safety. And we questioned whether or not there should have been a competition. At least they're not just like making somebody.
And what happened? He had a bad year that year.
Right. So at least they're not just naming somebody because they want it to be Keely Ringo. At least they're still holding the competition. It's not a good thing, but it's good that they're still evaluating that they haven't found something. Now, the bad part is they might not have something.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, that's my feel on this situation is more so that they don't really have great options, and that's why it's continuing. Not like, hey, let the best man win. It's, hey, let the best of the worst group win.
The evil of two lessers.
Yes.
That's sort of what it's looking at right
And that's what and look, we've been concerned about it. Now, does that change my feeling that the Eagles are Super Bowl contenders? No, it doesn't.
But
it's just August 15th, the fact that they don't have an answer yet, or at least Nick Sirianni won't give an answer yet, it's a little concerning. For sure.
I would imagine it is.
Absolutely.
I like that Zach, though, wasn't going to take no for an answer.
Yeah. Even though they ended up having to take no for an answer.
Yeah, they did.
All right, coming up next, offense reportedly didn't look good yesterday. Again, we are not going to ask that stupid question.
Thank you.
But John is curious about something when it comes to the offense. You'll hear more from Nick Sirianni next. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Philadelphia Union Soccer.
Good combination play on the
7-11 here on Kincade and Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic.
Even
on
though
this
we
football
prefer
Friday.
Wawa.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Just so we know.
I know you're not locked into the Little League World Series, as I am. PA lost yesterday
They did?
to South Dakota. Does not mean that they're out.
So they got to lose twice, right?
Yes. So they've lost once. Did you see the kid pitching for Chinese Taipei?
No.
Does he have a Taipei personality?
I don't
just
know.
wondered.
Boo.
I just wondered.
My man was.
That wasn't bad. I kind of like
It's
that.
not bad. It
My
really
man,
is good.
Their pitcher was chucking 82 miles per hour.
Okay, how old is he?
That's a good question.
Because seriously, we've had cheating before in the Little
From
League
the
World
Little League mound, which they have the formula that tells you like what it actually looks like or whatever. 107.
Series. Oh my God.
I got to give Team Mexico credit. They had 3 hits. Like
That's impressive.
You're seeing 107, and you have 3 hits off of them. Now they ended up pitching a shutout. They won 3-0. But
Well, how
That's
is any
ridiculous.
little kid making contact on 107?
Time it up, baby.
yeah, dude.
I mean,
grip
come
it,
on.
grip it and rip it, man. That's that's what it is.
Just unbelievable.
All right, so
By the way, too, is and I like it because Gary Streisky, my buddy Gary, is hopefully you'll get him on someday on ESPN Radio with you. It's been a lot of fun.
that'd be cool.
Gary and they do the Sports Center for Hulu or Disney Plus.
Disney Plus,
They do
yeah.
the short one, and and Gary likes to point out the amount of mound visits and the visits, and they points out that they love their mound visits,
trying to calm the kids
and the
down.
parents, and that they all have to end the mound visits with, I love you. We love you, and
Trying to calm
you've
the
been
kids down,
and you've
man.
been thinking.
Big stage.
He goes, how many of these happen in the regular season?
Big-
it was
big
the point. The
big
other
stage.
day they did the little commentary, and they're like on the mound visits, and like how many times you think in like a game in June back home,
There's no cameras
they're
on
going
in June.
exactly. They're not mic'd up. It's like
No, the players
look,
aren't as nervous in June,
We
John.
all love you, and we're counting on. And everybody back home loves you, and
damn
we're all
right.
counting on you.
Damn right, man.
It's unbelievable.
I'm pro dads at the
Let's
Little
mic
League
you.
World Series.
Hey, Dad, let's go.
I'm pro.
mic you
They're
up,
taking
baby.
the time out of their out of their day.
Yeah,
All
they're
right,
loving
you
it.
have one question about the Eagles right now offensively, and no, it's not whether or not you're concerned. We don't waste your time here.
No, we do not do that. We don't have a
wondering-
lot of concern.
You're wondering where A.J. Brown is.
Yeah, I'm wondering about A.J. Brown, and again, I'm not going to be concerned about A.J. Brown that he can't step in and perform because he's a veteran and he's a long veteran. But when you do hear that there is a lot of timing issues, they're talking about timing issues and that they're having trouble. Maybe part of the reason that Jalen Hurts is a little skitterish and the numbers haven't been as good as far as just that where they want them to be. And Nick Sirianni talks about it not being as smooth. They don't have their normal sets. I think it hurts not having A.J. Brown in camp. It hurts. And that does bother me. And it makes me wonder because this is starting to get a little chronic with A.J.
He's getting up there in age.
And it just does concern me because the Eagles' offense looks a lot different with that A.J.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now,
I mean, it is A.J. Brown. Is he the straw that stirs the drink? And this is something that I didn't put in my notes. Is he? I know that we say it's Saquon because Saquon really does sort of set the tone and the physical tone. And the offensive line really does set the physical tone. But is A.J. Brown sort of the straw that stirs the drink?
I don't know.
that makes everything else
I
work?
really go trenches first.
So you go offensive line first.
Yeah, just because that's their identity. But I get what you're saying. I mean, what he does is now all of a sudden gives Devontae Smith one-on-one battles. And, oh, by the way, A.J. Brown is also a spectacular run blocker as well. So he's really important when it comes to this football team. I'm just not worrying about his status on August 15th. I'm not. They're being really careful with everybody, as they should be. They had planned days off yesterday for some guys, like Lane Johnson had a planned day off yesterday, which is maybe why Myles Garrett kept on winning when they were doing the 7-on-7s or 11-on-11s, because Myles Garrett was going up against, I think it was Matt Pryor out on the right tackle. So maybe and Myles Garrett could beat Lane Johnson, but a little bit easier with Matt Pryor. So I get what you're saying because you want guys to have their timing down. We've been talking about the lack of patience for the offense to start
Correct.
the season because they're going to have to win games early on. So I get your concern. Here was Sirianni yesterday talking about guys missing time.
That's the ebbs and flows of training camp. I think if you look around the entire league, that's probably happened. That's happened here the last, 4 years and every year that I've ever been involved in training camp, you get some guys that, are in, they're out. And as far as them being in together, yeah, it's great when those guys are in together. And so I don't look at it that way. I just look at it, everybody's on their own schedule. Everybody's on a different schedule based off their health and different things like that. So we'll look forward to getting him back on the field when he comes back.
You didn't sound too concerned there.
He doesn't, but they're not going to tell us if they were.
Yeah, I got you.
And again, he told Zach Berman the answer. We're not going to tell you
information.
We're not going to give you the information, and we're going to hold it close to the vest. By the way, I said it to you and Connor in the notes. I was a person who found Nick Sirianni's press conferences incredibly aggravating. I now am to the point where I find Nick Sirianni's interactions with the press incredibly interesting.
Yeah, he was good last year.
I think
he was much better last year.
I think he has gotten so much more comfortable and so much less word salad. And he was just not prepared for the job in 21.
Yeah.
And he has grown into it. Now, to me, I think most people don't get jobs that they're not prepared for.
Gotcha.
Or you get coached up into it where you spend a lot of time working with a coach that coaches you up to be able to speak to the media and everything. He has become very, very adept at saying exactly what he wants to say and exactly what he doesn't want to say.
Absolutely.
And that is exactly what his job is. It's not to tell Zach or me or anybody else what he doesn't want to say.
Yeah.
And I think he does it in a respectful fashion, though. But he's clear. I'm not telling you anything I don't want to tell you.
Here is Sirianni talking about Jalen Hurts because we mentioned the timing. Has Jalen Hurts picked up this new offense with new offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo? Here's Sirianni talking about Hurts.
Yeah, I think Jalen's doing a really nice job. I really think he's doing a good job of continuing to master the offense. That's something that you can always continue to get better at, going through your reads, getting through your reads, not putting the ball at risk, and the more reps he gets at a certain play, those all build up. And so, a lot of similar things, a lot of new wrinkles too, that our future opponents will have to be, they won't see until they play us game 1, game 2, game 3. So yeah, I feel like it's been a good transition. I think Jalen, and I'll let them talk about their relationship as far as, but I know that they've always had a good relationship, but it's cool to watch them interact on a daily basis, whether it's in the meeting room, whether it's on the field, whether it's I'll stop by Kevin's office, Jalen will be in there. It's great.
Now, again, he wouldn't say, man, this offense stinks. He's not been picking it up.
No, but
I believe him when it comes to Hurts and the offense and sitting with Patullo. How many times have we heard about him being a gym rat and a meeting rat? Like,
I'm
he's
going to tell
always
you,
there.
Patullo most certainly has impressed me with his ability to articulate what he wants to do.
Sure.
Like he's much better than 2 creams, 1 sugar.
Looking forward to another smooth product on Saturday. Hopefully.
Let's hope.
Hopefully it's another smooth day. All right, coming up next, what were the highlights and lowlights from yesterday's joint practice? We got a report for you. We'll give that to you coming up next. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Another loss for the Phils. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies lost again last night. Their 3rd straight defeat, 3-2 to the Nationals. They gave up the lead in the 7th inning, and Jesus Luzardo, well, he threw well through 6, but fell apart in the 7th, loaded the bases with no outs on Ryan Kirker, and couldn't walk the tightrope out of the bullpen. It's the team's 3rd straight loss and 3rd straight game of scoring 2 runs or less, so the offense, they need to wake up a bit, or maybe a lot. They'll get another chance tonight to get things right down in Washington. 6:45 p.m. first pitch with Zach Wheeler facing off against Mackenzie Gore in an opening day starting pitching rematch. The Eagles are continuing their joint practices with the Browns in preparation for their preseason matchup tomorrow at 1 p.m. Nick Sirianni met with media yesterday, and he discussed why he gets so much value out of joint practices.
It's not only a different guy that they're going against, but, it's different schemes. You can't get enough of that, and that's how the season's played, right? So, yeah, it's good for us to be able to do that and get that work.
So we'll see if that pays off in the preseason game, because God knows what we've been hearing from open practice hasn't been great. Unfortunately, according to reports, the Eagles haven't looked great against the Browns. So preseason tomorrow at the Link. We'll see. This update's brought to you by Payday, packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel. Payday is one hard-working candy bar, so grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it. I'm Connor Thomas on your home for the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio.
It's 97.5 The Fanatic. There's a show of accountability. Correction. Myles Garrett was beating up Jordan Mailata yesterday.
He was.
More so than Matt Pryor. Mailata actually talked a lot about it yesterday, saying that there's no one like Myles, which is one of the reasons why I was interested in making a trade for one of the better edge rushers in the NFL. I knew that it would cost way too much, and obviously you would have to pay a lot of money.
Well, you wouldn't be able to sign the young guys that you got.
Right. And I just find it funny that, remember, he wanted to go to a winning organization, just like Max Crosby wanted to go to a winning organization. And we both went back to their losing organizations.
Exactly. They didn't care. They just wanted. They
so
just wanted
funny,
money.
man. Like, stop lying. It's so funny.
They just wanted money.
You just said something insane right before we came out of the break.
What did I
that
say?
3
insane?
weeks from today, we will be reacting to Game 1 because they open the season
Yes.
on a Thursday. That's
3 weeks from today.
We're right around the corner.
Yeah, 3 weeks from today, we will absolutely be reacting to Game 1, talking about the Birds and the Cowboys.
Buckle up.
Connor, you just had a look on your face there like glazed over. I mean, does it not seem like it, or
No, it does. It's just like, wow, we got a lot of stuff to get ready for.
Well,
maybe this is the early start to the NFL season year.
Right.
This is the year it starts early.
And
the way
fact
the calendar.
that they play the Thursday game, it's like, oh my God, like it's,
Next year-
we kick it off.
Next year, the season starts late. Like the first Sunday of the NFL next year is September 13th.
That's way
Because it's
that's
like
way
it
too much
bounces
time.
back. This is the year that it starts early.
I like the early start content purposes.
I like the early start too. I'll take the early start. I'll take it anytime.
that means more lists next year. That means more lists because
Means
we'll
one
have
more.
extra time.
Oh my
I love it.
gosh!
All right, real quick, one more nugget before
Labor Day next year is September 7th.
How about that?
I mean, that's way late.
Before I give you some of the notes from joint practice yesterday,
Okay.
I just saw something during the break. You're gonna love this. I think this article popped up in my timeline for John Kincade.
Well, by the way, there have been things we've been talking about, by the way, between just the two of us that have been popping up in my
Yeah, because
it's
always
constantly listening to us.
There will be a new Rocky statue
What do you mean a new Rocky statue?
at the Philadelphia International Airport.
There's going to be a new one?
Yeah. Apparently, there were 3 made for the movie. One of them, obviously, outside the museum.
Okay.
One is a part of Sylvester Stallone's personal art collection. But apparently, there was one more, and it looks like they're gonna move it and put it inside the welcome area to people traveling to Philadelphia.
I'm fine with that. People want to take a picture.
Oh, I thought you were done with the whole Rocky stuff.
No, I'm just saying is that I do find it like I don't like that we have to start every Eagles game with something that was. I was in 4th grade when Rocky came out.
I love it, man.
I was in 4th grade.
Rob.
And and you're somebody about today's talk show.
Yeah, man.
It's like it's okay. Like we
Yeah,
can.
but Rocky is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah, should the Phillies logo not be the Liberty Bell because it was cracked however many years
Yeah,
ago?
how
You mean
about
like-
that, John?
Yeah, it's
How
fine.
about that?
The Liberty Bell's real, Connor.
So is Rock.
That was Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, it's not fictional.
Based
Even
off,
though, by the way,
based off a true story.
By the way, the first Rocky, when I hear people go, what's your favorite Rocky movie? There's one of them that actually won the best picture.
Yeah.
It's the first one.
Yeah.
Any of the other ones are cartoons.
He didn't go to Siberia
They
the
are
first
cartoons.
one.
They are
He didn't
cartoons.
save the United States of America in the first
I mean,
one. though.
the first one is cinematic genius.
second one was really good. Too.
on a cheap budget.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
All right, depth chart notes.
I
This,
can't wait.
according to Dave Zangaro and
Okay.
Ruben Frank of NBC Sports Philadelphia. Brett Toth, once again, was taking the left guard reps with Landon Dickerson's injury. Darian Kennard got second-team reps. We talked to Andrew DeCecco about that. He's keeping an eye on Kennard because that's a guy that they drafted, whereas Brett Toth's kind of been in the league for a while. Keely Ringo was the first-team second corner day 1 of joint practices. Yesterday, it was Adoree Jackson. Jacorian Bennett is getting first-team reps in practice, but right now it's still Adoree Jackson and Keely Ringo.
I asked Kerr about that yesterday. Adoree Jackson, and for some, if you didn't watch him play in college, I thought this guy was going to be a Spider-Man freak show.
Sure.
But again, 30 potentially takes away, someone's ability to do that. I've just never seen him unlocked.
Right.
I wonder if there's something that they can unlock.
Sidney Brown, once again, the first team for that second safety spot. Andrew Makuba did get chances to play, but Sidney Brown was out there first.
Does that make you wonder?
Remember, Makuba missed the first week plus.
I got you.
Of camp. He's still working things in. I mean, look, it's going to be interesting tomorrow.
But
because Makuba didn't play in the first game.
I'm not doing it as a negative. I'm doing it maybe as a positive.
For Sidney Brown.
That Sidney Brown is maybe taking a step where we're going, I took that as, wow, maybe Sidney Brown is making people go, huh.
I just don't like the reckless nature. That's my.
No, I got you, and I absolutely had the same.
Yeah, and let's look at history real quick because we all agreed Cooper DeJean was clearly ready for the NFL, right? He missed time in camp last year. He didn't play till what? Week 4, week 5
after that Buccaneers game.
So it may. Vic Fangio seems like a guy who is going to be very slow to bring along young players if he doesn't fully trust them yet with what he's seen in practice or on the field.
Sure. Eagles' first-team defense, this from Dave Zangaro, had a pretty ugly period against the Browns in the red zone. Jerry Jeudy winning and Njoku winning. So tough day for the Eagles' defense yesterday. They went with the backup edge rushers as the first team just to get them more reps, like the Ojularis and the Uches of the world. Kickoff return. Shipley right now and A.J. Dillon. I don't see A.J. Dillon as a return man unless he's that first lead block guy. Oh no, because it's the weird kickoff format.
Yeah, you can't do that. I
forgot all about that. The weird, stupid kickoff. That's surprising to me that they'd have AJ. I know that for him to be on the roster, they're going to want him to play special teams.
No, they have to. No, he sort of has to, right? Is there any chance he's not on the roster?
No.
Well, like a Rashad Penny doesn't dress daily or a weekly thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he dresses. That's just my guess. And then Trot Jr. alongside Jahad Campbell as your first-team linebacker. Zach Bond was not at practice yesterday, or he was limited with a back injury. So I'm curious to see who ends up starting next to Zach Bond.
It's been awesome to. I've read some good things from a lot of the great writers, including our own Andrew DiCecco, and his inputs on Trot Jr. That makes you.
Yeah, that he's having a good camp.
It really does. That there has been that jump. That has really impressed me.
Well, and we've also heard about it with Johnny Wilson and Anais Smith. I mean, Patullo himself said that it's slowed down for them. This training camp, preseason game number 1, it's clearly slowed down for them compared to last season. Right. So maybe these guys entering year 2 just have a better understanding of what's going on, and that can also be said for a guy like Jeremiah Trotter Jr. And we'll see if he ends up getting the starting job over Jahad Campbell. I base off of what DiCecco was saying about Campbell that you can't bench this guy. He's just too talented to not start. So we'll see. But that goes back to Connor's point. The young guys getting into the Vic Fangio scheme and getting comfortable. Do they do the same thing with Campbell? Do we see a week 1 defense that looks different come week 6?
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
I would imagine so. And that's fine. Like, I have no problem with that. Like, I have no problem with the first month and a half being a lab.
It should evolve. That's I think a good sign. Well,
right.
It could be good and bad, but with Vic Fangio at the helm, I like to believe it's a good sign that he's bringing guys along, and some guys he just takes a little to earn his trust.
I like merit too.
Yes,
I like the idea of merit. That he. It seems like Vic Fangio is absolutely a guy that's going to be like, okay, you prove it to me, I'm gonna give you more wiggle room.
Absolutely. All right, coming up next, we will check our text line on our Phillies and Eagles discussion. The Phillies questions for you. Are you excited for the return of Aaron Nola on Sunday? And what do you do with Nick Castellanos? Batting 187 since July 2nd when they had a doubleheader against the Padres. That's how that month started. Batting 187 since then with just 4 walks and 39 strikeouts, by the way. That can't continue. So what do you do with them? We'll check the text line next. Also, Johnny, the NBA schedule is out. It's time to do W's and L's.
Hell no.
With all 82 Sixers games.
Hell to the no.
I'm just kidding, but there are notes from it that I will give you. It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The summer's here, and you know what that means. Engagement season. But remember...
unfiltered interviews as the Phillies make a push toward the NL pennant. This is Philadelphia's source for breaking sports news. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Connor Thomas,
The voice of reason.
John Kincade,
The 60-year-old teenager.
Andrew Salciunas.
The 30-year-old senior citizen. Kincade Salciunas. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
It is 7:40 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Let's get a text message from Mr. Thomas. Before that, I got a tweet from Bob on Twitter.
Well, hello, Bob.
Bob saw the clip that Haley posted of us talking about what to do with Nick Castellanos because of the major struggles that he is going through and has been going through since the beginning of July. He says, I'm probably late to the party, but I saw the YouTube clip on what to do with right field. You're never late to the party, man.
No, you're always welcome.
Always welcome.
Party never stops.
Why not put Kyle Schwarber in left and platoon right field? DH Casty so he can focus on hitting.
No.
Kyle's glove and Casty's glove are interchangeable at this point, in my opinion, which I don't actually totally disagree with. But I don't like the problem is Castellanos and his hitting. I don't think him playing right field or him DHing is going to change his approach to the plate,
No.
not swing at pitches low and away, not swing first pitch.
No.
I don't think
No. I do not need a DH that can't hit. So I can't
And
do
I
that.
also don't want my DH who isn't necessarily the most smooth outfielder there
No,
is
I
in
can't
Kyle
do that.
Schwarber. I don't want to do that either.
Can't do it, sorry.
All right, what do we got on the
that.
text line, Connor?
Timmy from Audubon checks in about the depth chart conversation we were having, and he says, really picking apart the Eagles' depth chart on August 15th and thinking that a few guys can't handle the corner position is reaching. I know that reporters are telling you what they see, but it's controlled competition. When the whistle blows on September 4th, rip them all you want, because at this moment, these guys are looking at 33 to 40 guys on defense and offense. Let the first round of cuts happen.
All right, what are the?
That's crazy,
Hold on
Tom.
a second. Hold on a second. What are the? First off, first round of cuts. They're not. Those guys aren't competing for it.
And first of all, you don't have a 1 and a 2. You have a 1. You don't have a 2.
Yeah.
If you don't have a 2, if you don't have a 2, that's a problem.
Yeah. And
If you don't have your 2, that's a problem.
Just to address the texter, and we appreciate you texting.
We do.
in, I hated that they didn't bring back Slay. And when we found out that they probably lowballed Isaiah Rodgers, I wasn't thrilled with that either.
That's the biggest misplay of the offseason.
And trading away Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, that's now that entire side of the secondary where it's cornerback 2 is a question and safety 2 is a question. That entire bubble, you're running zone, you're running man, I don't care what it is. There's 2 questionable guys over there. To say it's a reach, I think that's you're fooling yourself to say it's a reach. And to say, well, then give it a couple of weeks and then rip them. First off, there's no ripping being
Nobody's
done.
ripping.
We're just concerned.
And
We question maybe the attempt to finding that second corner.
If you don't have a number 2 corner penciled in.
Yeah, that's
like,
problematic.
no. Use the Sharpie. Use the Sharpie. Have it in Sharpie. By your second preseason game, that's a problem. And it's a problem for any team, let alone a team who's the defending Super Bowl champions. That is the major red flag for this team right now.
Yeah.
And by the way, Nick Sirianni and your defensive coordinator Vic Fangio would tell you the same thing.
Yeah. By
If
the
they
way,
would actually tell you that.
the first, second, and third round of cuts mean nothing for that position.
That doesn't exactly.
Like,
That's not about.
Jacorian Bennett is not getting cut. Keely Ringo's not getting cut. Adoree Jackson's not getting cut.
They're going to be there. They're going to be there. But it's a question of, guys, which one of you is going to be number 2?
Right. I think his point on waiting for cuts is there's so many players they're evaluating on defense. Maybe the attention is spread out more, which I also don't buy. But
I have a feeling they may go find another one on the open market.
Maybe.
I asked Adam Schefter about it the other day. Does he think it's going to be a robust market? I have a feeling Howie Roseman is going to be looking. When's the last preseason game coming up? Last preseason game is next
weekend.
Next weekend.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Howie Roseman will be shopping after the third preseason game for somebody that is cut by somebody else. We will see another veteran brought in here.
Maybe. Yeah. To just poo-poo it. And
Nah,
be
I
like,
can't do that.
Wait
Nah.
till the season starts.
Nah, I can't do that.
Not there.
Not doing that.
All right, your Sixers schedule's out, Johnny.
Woo!
You have it in the calendar
The
yet?
NBA tries so hard.
Yeah.
It's schedule release day. Let's break down the schedule. It's not the NFL.
Yeah. Do you have the countdown clock yet?
No, not
October
at all.
22nd.
No,
When
not
they
at
visit
all.
the Celtics.
Yeah, it's great.
In Boston.
It's great.
By the way, I will say, credit to the Sixers social media staff. Did you see their schedule release video?
I thought they did a nice job.
It was awesome.
They did a really nice job.
It was the music from Comcast Sportsnet back in the day because they're bringing back the jersey that I love, our childhood jerseys, Connor. They're bringing them back, so it was a lot of like 01 Sixers highlights with the current brand of the Sixers.
So what were they trying to do?
Oh, there's just.
They're trying to make you
sentimental.
They're trying to get you sentimental to try to distract you of going, remember when you felt good?
Yeah, they want you. They want you.
And by the way, it's a good strategy because remember when you felt good, you don't feel good right now.
Yeah. They are in Group B of the NBA Cup.
It's a tough group.
Hey, and I'm the only one around this station I think that actually liked the Cup.
Literally do not give a damn about it.
See, and I actually enjoyed it.
I think it's so stupid.
I enjoyed it.
Celtics, Pistons,
You're
Magic,
not stupid.
Nets. Those are the 4 teams that they'll be playing. So that is a difficult group to be in. And if they win that championship, I will just not.
No, you're not going to go to Vegas.
No.
Okay, how about this?
I'm not going to care at all.
How about this? I will get on a plane and go to Vegas if they're in the championship.
All right, deal. That's another vacation.
Get a flip. We'll go to Vegas. We'll go to Vegas.
Yeah, how many more do you have?
We'll go.
The one big note from this schedule: 16 back-to-backs for the Sixers this year.
And do you know that some of the shills who just are the biggest shills for the Sixers on social media?
I'm not one of them.
Are like, oh boy, this is good. Well, these are the games you expect that they're going to have to give rest to Embiid. I'm like, would you shut up? Why do you think he's even playing in the beginning games?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Stop doing this to yourself.
They have a team-friendly schedule to start the season.
Oh yes, I heard that one too.
But 16 back-to-backs. If
they have a team-friendly schedule because they have these teams. The schedule's really friendly for them, so they can really take advantage of it. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Embiid doesn't play back-to-backs on a good year.
Oh my gosh,
that's like 16 guaranteed games that he's not playing in.
Where are who are these people? Who are these people?
Oh yeah, I saw a lot of 50-win predictions out there.
I did see that. I'm like, who are these people? Stop it! I want somebody in your family to call and to get you some help.
Yeah, 50 wins.
No, I don't think.
When healthy, maybe.
Yeah,
you stop with and you got to stop with the when healthy.
And I saw somebody put out a 52-win prediction. And they said only if they're healthy. And it's like, well, you
then
just
stop. Then just stop. Yeah. Stop yourself there. And
we're getting closer.
Saying.
We're getting closer, man. Clap your hands. All right, what else we got on the text line, Connor?
We also have a check-in on one of our great takes earlier on in the show. Ryan in Florida says, Johnny, I love you, but you saying you could manage the Phillies better than Topper has, which is admittedly not been great, is hilarious.
Well, I would tell you that last night, I would absolutely put it to, I would tell you what I would have done differently last night. And again, I'm not talking about managing a team over 162. I'm talking about from the beginning of a game to the end. Give me the lineup card. My lineup card would have been better. And during the game, my strategy absolutely would have been better.
Who do you think your boys would be in the clubhouse?
Who I would have been able to count on?
Like, you know how managers have their favorites?
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
Like, who do you think?
I think honestly, I think Castellanos and I would get along very well.
You think so?
Yes. I always get a good head nod from Castellanos.
Nice. But would you tell him, hey, you're not playing, and then when he freaks out?
Yes, I would. I would never have had that silly streak going. Like, I wouldn't have cared about that.
Good point.
I would have cared about it. JT would have been fine. We'd have a fine communication. There'd be no problems there. Bryce? Come on now.
Oh, you and Bryce, that'd be theater. All right, coming
Let's
up next.
run the bases with some common sense, Bryce.
We reset today's topics. We'll check our text line. Also, we have updates on arenas and future stadiums in Philadelphia.
Uh-oh.
It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A late loss for the Phils. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies lost again last night, their third straight loss, and it was 3-2 to the Nationals, the final score. They gave up a lead in the seventh inning. Jesus Luzardo threw well through six, but he fell apart in the seventh, loaded the bases with no outs, and Orion Kirkering could not get out of the situation without surrendering the lead. It's the team's third straight loss, as said, and third straight game of scoring 2 runs or less. So the offense needs to wake up a bit. They'll get another chance tonight to get things right. 6:45 p.m. first pitch in Washington with Zach Wheeler facing off against Mackenzie Gore. The Eagles are continuing their joint practices with the Cleveland Browns in preparation for their preseason matchup tomorrow at 1 p.m. Nick Sirianni met with the media yesterday and talked about why they get so much out of the joint practices.
It's not only a different guy that they're going against, but, it's different schemes. You can't get enough of that. And that's how the season's played, right? So, yeah, it's good for us to be able to do that and get that work.
Now, apparently can't get enough. The Eagles might need more because, according to reports from joint practice, the Eagles haven't looked great against the Browns. We'll see if they look better at the link on Saturday. And we'll also talk to Jimmy Kempski of Philly Voice coming up at 8:25 for the latest. This update's brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. When you need a new water heater, choose one that's built to be the best. Choose Bradford White. I'm Connor Thomas, and your home for the best Birds coverage. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Eagles up.
Fanatic. Pretty random, but obviously it's Dodgers related, so we always keep an eye on them because
What's
Phillies
that?
could face them in the playoffs. Remember Roki Sasaki, the kid that was crying earlier in the season when he had the two really bad outings? So he got hurt back in May, and that's why he hasn't pitched.
Reaching for a box of Kleenex.
I don't know what.
That's what happened. He got hurt.
What got him injured?
That's how he got hurt. He reached up for a box of Kleenex and he got hurt. By the way, wouldn't bother you as a GM or whatever. Bother the hell out of me.
I'm sure. He pitched in his first rehab start yesterday.
How'd he do? Did he cry?
He did not do well. His fastball
How bad did he do?
is sitting around 92.
Oh my!
And this is a guy that was like pumping when
Oh,
they first brought him in. And that's one of those, big offseason additions, the international signings that they make. And he's
Biting his lower lip.
2 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 6 hits, 1 walk, 0 strikeouts.
You feel bad for him, Connor?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I just don't want him to cry.
I'm just saying that's an arm that we expected to see pitching in October. We haven't seen since May, and it hasn't looked good for them.
Good for the Phils.
Have we learned, though, that there isn't a direct translation between being good in Japan and being good here, or being good in overseas and being good here?
Yeah, it's just like anywhere else. You might be good on this team and not good on the next team. You might be good in this league and not on the next league. Some are and some aren't.
But
But usually if you're good in the American League, you're good in the National League. The guys are usually good if they're good at the major league level. They're good.
Yeah, but
It's clearly a lesser league, but-
who was pretty good before he signed in Los Angeles? Shohei Ohtani was pretty good.
He was really good.
So-
Just bet on it. You can bet on him every time.
Yes, you absolutely can. You know what, John? He bets on himself.
He does. Well, he certainly does. Or he has somebody do it for him.
All right. You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN HD1, Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. We'll get back to our text messages on our Phillies conversation here momentarily.
37, by the way. Just so you
what?
had it this morning. Magic number.
I love that.
37.
Love that. Yesterday, the name change official to the Xfinity Mobile Arena, so the Wells Fargo Center, officially RIP.
What are we calling it?
I don't know. The X Arena, probably.
The X?
The X. I don't know.
Can't call it that.
Why not?
No, there's another name. I say can't call it that. I don't know.
I know, like XM Arena, people think about.
Haley says X Mobile. No.
I'd probably just go the X Arena.
You can't call it the X Mo.
I'll probably just go the X. Like, that's easy. Like, I refuse to call this website X. It's still Twitter in my mind. So
Right, it's still Twitter.
That could be my X.
The X Fin? No.
No, I'm not.
Haley has all these names. No, X. It's just the X, right?
Or what I'm going to say is, hey, do you want to go see the Sixers play, or do you want to go see the Flyers play? I'm not going to say, hey, you want to go to the X later.
Right.
Or when people used to call it the Farg. Like, I hated that.
I like the Farg.
I hated the Farg.
That's so
I
terrible.
thought that was so dumb. You saw something interesting. I need you to explain this better because you're Mr. Finances and Mr.
Yeah,
Taxes.
this is not a good thing.
But it's about Lincoln Financial Field and the future of it.
Well, it's not. How about this? There's no future for it. For Lincoln Financial Field. The Lincoln Financial Field is going to be going away. And Frank Giuliani, who is the team's chief operating officer, was being interviewed. And he said, I think most of Philadelphia knows that the lease at Lincoln Financial Field runs through 2032. So it's 2032, means a 2031 football season. That's both far away and in some ways not so far away in others. Right now, we're just starting to gather information and everything's on the table. He says, but when we built Lincoln Financial Field, one of the things we talked about with both the mayor and the governor was attracting and bringing major events to Philly. Every ticket has a 5% amusement tax that goes to the city. There's also parking taxes and liquor taxes. Every major event we have done here has brought a very sizable amount of tax dollars to Philadelphia, and that will continue. Folks, there's going to be a new stadium. It's not a matter of if, it's not a matter of will they do it. Jeffrey Lurie's getting his new stadium, and it is coming in 2032, period. He's either getting it, it's either going to be at the Jetro lot or it's going to be over at the Navy Yard.
Right.
One of those two places, but the comments right there about whether there's going to be public assistance funding sought by the Eagles, it's clear that the Eagles say, well, look what we do. 5% goes to the city of every ticket. There's parking taxes. There's liquor taxes. Every major event brings dollars to the city. Yeah, they're going to be looking for your tax dollars to build them their new stadium, and it's coming. There's no discussion. I'm putting, again, Connor will say, like, you going 0 to 100? I'm going to 100 that Jeffrey Lurie is getting himself a new stadium.
I'm curious, how do people react to that, the tax dollar part? Because remember, when the Sixers wanted to build the arena inside Center City, 76th Place, they were going to do it on their own dime.
All on their own, completely on their own time.
And people were upset with the idea of moving to Center City, even though it was going to be on the dime of, the Harris Blitzer Entertainment Group.
Correct.
The Eagles are the darlings of Philadelphia, and they're not moving anywhere. They're just going to build a new building either in the Jetro lot or in the Navy Yard,
which is totally, by the way, unnecessary. It's a want. A new stadium for the Eagles is a complete want. It's not a need.
Absolutely.
There is no need for a new Eagles stadium. It is a want.
And now
complete
that they
want.
are the, sixth most
valuable franchise.
Valuable franchise?
Yes, they're the sixth most valuable, and they are one of the top profitable franchises.
You build a new stadium. Maybe you go up from 6 to into the top 5.
They went from 8th to 2nd. They went from 8th to 6th last year.
Yeah.
They most likely will go 6th to. They could go 6th to 5th this year with projections. Come on. This is a want for Jeffrey Lurie. This is not a need. No one can say they need a new stadium.
No, and I don't need the Super Bowl being here. I don't care about. Look, they have concerts already at Lincoln Financial Field that sells out. So this whole major events, they already have major events. They're already playing soccer inside Lincoln Financial Field.
We're
having the freaking World Cup next year.
World Cup's here. They don't need it. This is all just egotistical want.
So I want to open this up to the people at 610-632-0975 because when it comes to money, I said this the other day on ESPN Radio. When it comes to money, don't be funny, right? When it comes to the Micah Parsons,
were you
Jerry
trying
Jones,
to rhyme like Freddie Coleman?
Hell
You're
yeah,
working
man.
with Freddie?
I wanted to be as cool as Freddie Coleman.
You're not. But
You're right,
tried, though. But you tried, though.
I don't think people want to ever give up their hard-earned money for somebody else's benefit.
The fact that the Sixers were going to build 76th Place completely of their own dime.
And got pushback for it.
And people were still outraged.
Yeah.
Should tell us all we need to know about what the Eagles, with a perfectly good stadium, there's nothing wrong with the link. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing they're one of the most profitable franchises. They are the sixth most valuable franchise. There's no argument to be made that they need a new stadium.
Dawood checks in. Man, we love the Birds so much they could partially dock my pay for a new stadium.
No,
bro.
and that's what it's going to be.
I don't mind. I'm going to spend my money stupidly day to day. So I don't really. It's going to go somewhere dumb
but
anyway.
You're spending it.
Yeah,
you are spending
it's
it.
not being taken from you.
It's not being taken from you. That's different.
And this is just me personally. And people can absolutely disagree in different financial standing, different stage of life. But for me, I don't care, man.
Now
all right, so how often you go to the link?
I'd get down there once or twice a year.
All right, once or twice a year. Your paycheck will be taxed. How many times a year do we get paid?
26.
26. Sometimes there's the extra.
No, 26.
26? All right. So you're going to get docked 26 times for you to go 1 or 2 times.
Yeah, what is it, like $50 off the paycheck?
Probably, no. It's probably not even, it might not even be that.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Go Birds. You guys remember the Always Sunny scene, right? Where they're complaining about the taxes, and then they're like, well, that went to the Eagles' new training facility. And they're like, well, the guys need their stuff. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
They brought me 2 Super Bowls.
No,
Take my money.
I understand that, and I really do get it. And but the fact that the Sixers were willing to do it all on their own dime
and got severe pushback for it.
But it shows you it can be done. It's not that hard.
No,
by the way,
I'm not debating
By the way, Jerry Jones did it. The Patriots did it. Mm-hmm. And they are both more profitable franchises, more valuable franchises than the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm not
They're
saying
ahead
it's
of the
necessary.
Eagles. So there's zero reason why it has to be done.
Yeah, but I lose zero sleep over if that comes out in like small tax increments out of my paycheck. That's just me personally.
It's not a huge tax burden on every individual in the city, which it is. And by the way, it is for people in the city.
Yeah, us South Jersey people aren't. We don't have to worry about it.
And we don't in
I didn't help toward the Eagles.
And we don't. And we don't out it, but you do when you're in the city and you pay when you pay parking, when you pay when you go out to eat, when you go things in the city. But the people who live in the city are the ones who are getting screwed.
All right, what do we got in the text line, Connor? If you want to chime in on this as well, you can at 610-632-0975. But obviously we started with the Aaron Nola. Are you excited for him to return on Sunday? And what do you do with Nick Castellanos, realistically?
Okay, so we have a text here, and I scrolled back in this texter's text because they bring up Bryce Harper with the Phillies' issues right now. And like 9 of their last 10 texts have been Bryce Harper isn't good enough. But this text says, why not give some attention to Bryce Harper batting 200 over the last few weeks? Just a few points over Casty's 187. How come Harper gets a pass for not producing?
Yeah, and look, in
by the way-
fairness, our YouTube chat has been bringing that up a lot recently as well. They were poking fun at the Greatest Showman stuff yesterday. Like, yeah, Harper's been struggling.
Did you see his? Did you see him running out the balls last night? I'm just going to bring it up, especially his last at bat. You see the weak grounders to second. Let's just say hustle is not in the vocabulary right now. It's not. If a booted ball comes or anything like that, it's not. He's not playing with the fire of the Greatest Showman. He's not playing with the energy of the Greatest Showman. Just got to tell you.
Yeah. Oh, he's been having a rough stretch.
Do you not run out balls? What's that about?
should.
How much are you making?
Look, you know how I feel about
I'm
it.
saying is that no, but I mean
I'm
that's
not
the
somebody
stuff.
I'm not somebody that gives him a pass because his name's Bryce Harper.
But he's not running out. He's not running out routine ground balls.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but
well, it's because he can't do that over the course of 162
162. What do you want him to do?
Yeah,
I want him to
hate
actually.
that.
He's making what 27, 28
Yeah.
million?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I think
wants more-
I would like him to
he
run,
wants
and he
more,
wants
though.
to renegotiate. Yes. And by the way, if Schwarber gets paid $1 more, I'll tell you right now. Write
that'd
it
be
down.
fun.
He'll be the first one banging on the door, going, "Where's mine?"
All right, coming up next, we have today's headlines with Connor Thomas. It is Kincade Salciunas on this football championship Friday here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Do you feel unfulfilled? Do your afternoons feel like round?
Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Our man Jimmy Kempski from the Philly Voice going to be joining us coming up at 8:25 to give us his account on joint practice the last 2 days with the Cleveland Browns. They are all off today. Preseason week number 2 is tomorrow, 1 o'clock kickoff. So Jimmy Kempski joins us coming up at 8:25. I saw 3 bets from somebody that does the betting stuff at ESPN for the Eagles that I will give you later on in the 8 o'clock hour.
Okay.
And it goes off of exactly what I think this offense is going to have to do this season.
Did it make you feel, just a little tease, good, bad, or ugly?
It made me feel how I've been feeling.
Okay.
Which is,
So it reinforced
I
feelings.
think they can do this, but I
Okay.
think they also have to do this.
Okay.
I wonder if everybody feels the same way.
Okay.
We'll do that coming up at 8:40.
That's intriguing. That's a tease, kids.
That's at 8:40, ladies and gentlemen.
It's intriguing.
Jimmy Kempski joins us at 8:25. But time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
What do we got?
Is brought to us by Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. So we're starting off in Milwaukee because I'm sure you guys have noticed the Brewers are playing pretty good baseball lately. In fact, they extended their winning streak to 12 games. And that's a big number because George Webb Restaurants made a deal.
I know George Webb Restaurants.
They said that if the Brewers extend their winning streak to an even dozen, free burgers for Brewers fans.
Yes.
Now
Wait a minute. That's actually a thing?
100%.
Did you not hear on the ESPN overnight when they won their 12th straight game, the play-by-play guy said, all right, burgers for everyone or whatever.
That's like how often do they pay this thing out?
Well, this is a special one-time deal, and it also takes some time to fulfill. So a tweet from George Webb Burgers says, please note, burgers will not be ready right away. A special giveaway date will be announced tomorrow with all the details. Stay tuned. Apparently not every fan heard that because somebody decided to get the authorities involved.
Oh, really?
A fan called 911 because the burger was not available. Take a listen to the call.
We called 911 because they won't give them as free burgers for the Brewers game today. It was advised the game wasn't over yet. Not sure if the subject is still standing by.
He called before the game was even over.
That's incredible.
Called 911.
That's incredible. So, I guess they'd have to realize that there's going to be, you get a free burger per person, and you got to get, you have to get the meat.
Oh, yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, you probably have to sign up for when you're, honestly, like, it's probably,
You
it's like,
probably have to be part of their club.
yeah.
And everything. By the way, these are, that is a legitimate burger joint.
All right.
So that's all right.
Nice.
There you go.
Well, don't call 911 for the free giveaways, please.
Yeah,
we got
that's
people busy
amazing.
trying
That's
to take
a really
care of
weird
stuff.
move to
That's
make.
amazing.
Hey, they want their burgers. The Brewers keep winning. Next up, we're heading to the other side of the world, to China, because a hotel in China is going viral for their letting guests rent dogs to stay in their hotel rooms with them. Guests can choose from 10 different breeds, including golden retrievers, huskies, West Highland terriers. Would you rent a dog to stay in your hotel room with you?
I kind of would.
I kind of would too.
I love, my dog sleeps with me every night. I'm sad whenever I'm away and she's not in bed with me.
Just a vacation dog? That would be great.
Yeah. Nah, I feel bad. I feel like I'd be cheating on my dog.
Yeah, you come home, you smell like another
That's
pup.
the only thing I feel bad about.
This is crazy. This is in China?
Yes.
No.
I imagine the dogs are very well trained. There's no way that they're going to have like untrained dogs
Yeah.
that are destroying all your stuff.
No, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, come on, man.
I'm absolutely doing that.
Come here, Scruffy.
By the way, the Chester County, I think they call it Brandywine SPCA, that's near our home.
Sure.
They have, you can take a dog, give it a jailbreak for a day.
I love that.
That's great.
So you can go, and they have them on certain days. So you can take a dog that's in their thing, and you can take them out, and you can give them a day away from the kennel.
I see. I love that, and I also hate it because I would feel bad that the
Yeah.
dog thinks
Guess what?
it's
You're teasing
going
them.
home.
They get a lot of where the people end up taking it for a test drive,
I'm
and
sure.
then they end up taking the dog.
It's like the fostering.
Or-
like
but-
Haley, I'm going to foster a cat. I said, no, you're not. You're adopting a cat because I know how that works. My sister, I'm fostering another dog. No, you're not. You're keeping that other
But
dog.
end up checking it out. If you are interested in doing that, I know that our SPCA does it. And That's a cool thing.
That's a cool thing
I
to
wouldn't
do.
do that on a vacation, though. I don't want that on vacation.
Well, I
first
don't
of all,
think
I
you
miss
totally
Nick,
have to take
first
care
of all,
of
I
it.
miss Nicky Foles.
Yeah,
That's the
your-
point.
your
I don't want.
comfort.
No, I don't want. No, I don't. Nicky Foles can't be replaced.
Maybe try out a different model. Go with the
No.
big dog for a
You're
couple
scruffy.
days.
I already have. I've had big dogs, had little dogs. Nicky Foles can't be replaced right now.
All right. We'll round out with our replay.
That's the question. The word is excited. Are you excited to see Aaron Nola make his return on Sunday?
I'm excited, and we've talked about this too, but it goes back to that trade deadline conversation. We asked the same question about the trade deadline, right? Are you excited or are you anxious about the trade deadline? To me, opportunity is always exciting. Aaron Nola coming back, he hasn't pitched for this team since May. So whether he's good or bad, you're not going to be in a worse spot than what you were just in for months, right? So if he comes back and he's great, found money. Awesome. You get this immediate boost to the rotation that you can rationally say could happen because of his resume. If he doesn't, you're in the same spot. But I'm excited for that opportunity to add that quality of player to the rotation. Remember, he's still a very, very good pitcher when he's at his best. We just don't know what we're getting.
We just hope that he still has his best left somewhere in the tank.
Well, he's got 7 years left to. We hope that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I absolutely. It seems strange. I'm very excited. I'll be excited. Now the thing is, I got to make sure that Christina has the Roku.
Yes,
Is it Roku?
11:35.
Is it Roku or
first pitch.
Roku? Roku. We do not have. I mean, she has it.
You're not going to stream the Gloucester County Royals championship game?
That's going to be a good one.
Is it able to be streamed?
No.
Good.
I'll go Instagram Live for you.
No, I don't need to see that.
By the way,
I would check it if you Instagram Live. I watch some of it.
By the way, NBAPA, their PR account, NBA Communications.
They're trying so hard to be the NFL. And
So
not.
they're doing a rivals week.
Oh, jeez.
Classic and budding rivalries. All right, tell me the rivalry between the Cavs and Hornets.
What?
Tell me the rivalry between the Thunder and Bucks.
What?
Tell me the rivalry between the Warriors and Mavericks.
Okay, it's just stupid.
Nope.
Tell me the rivalry between the Rockets and Pistons, maybe 30, 40 years ago.
Somebody tell the NBA you're not the NFL and you're not going to be.
By the way,
Stop trying to be.
I'm not calling Pacers Thunder a rivalry either, even though they just played each other in the NBA
They're not.
championship. Like, that's not a rivalry.
Yeah, but that's the best of the ones you listed. The other ones
That's
have
terrible.
God. I'm
That's
sure some of these
terrible.
rivalries were relevant
Just
4
stop.
decades ago.
Stop.
All right, coming up next, Jimmy Kempski from the Philly Voice to talk about joint practices and the latest on the camp battles for the Eagles. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Tough start to the series for the Phils. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies lost again last night, 3-2 to the Nats. They gave up a lead in the 7th inning after Jesus Luzardo threw 6 strong. Fell apart in the 7th, loaded the bases with no outs, and Ryan Kirkring, who came out of the bullpen, he couldn't walk the tightrope in that situation. It's the team's 3rd straight loss and 3rd straight game of scoring 2 runs or less. So the offense needs to wake up. They'll get a chance to do so tonight in Washington for Game 2 of a 4-game series, 6:45 p.m. first pitch in Washington. Zach Wheeler faces Mackenzie Gore. The Eagles are continuing their joint practices with the Browns in preparation for their preseason matchup tomorrow at 1 p.m. Nick Sirianni met with media yesterday and talked about why the joint practices can be so beneficial.
It's not only a different guy that they're going against, but, it's different schemes. You can't get enough of that. And that's how the season's played, right? So, yeah, it's good for us to be able to do that and get that work.
Now, unfortunately, according to reports from those joint practices, the Eagles haven't looked great against the Browns. We'll see if they look any better at the Link tomorrow for their preseason game at 1 p.m. But Jimmy Kempski of Philly Voice will join us coming up next to talk about the latest from those joint practices. This update's brought to you by Family & Company Jewelers in Marlton. No pressure, no commission shopping with every price clearly displayed. No haggling, just real value from a family-owned business on Route 70 or shop online at FamilyJewelers.com, South Jersey's diamond destination. I'm Connor Thomas on your home for the best birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com.
Andrew DeCecco, the Fanatics Birds Insider.
Rookie wide receiver Darius Cooper. The Eagles seem to be
97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Oh, it is 8:27 here on Kincade Salciunas. Still can't believe that John Kincade said earlier in the show, 3 weeks from now, we will be reacting to week 1.
It's our first day after show. I love it.
Oh, my God. Eagles, Cowboys, September 4th. That's when they open up the season. But, of course, we still don't know who will be starting at certain positions. And we have heard from a couple of reporters that yesterday wasn't so great. So let's get a firsthand account from the Philly voice on the Comcast Business Hotline, where every day in business is a big day. Let Comcast Business help you move forward with what's next. Our man Jimmy Kemsky joins us. Jimmy, good morning.
What's up, guys? How are you?
Hi, Jim.
We're doing good. Your firsthand account, camp yesterday, it seems like it didn't go all that well for the Eagles.
So, day one of joint practices, I was trying to watch both fields at once, meaning Eagles offense versus Browns defense, Eagles defense versus Browns offense. Day two, I realized, I can't watch all that and actually see what's going on. So I just focused on Eagles offense versus Browns defense. And good Lord, Myles Garrett is like the best player I've ever watched in person. I mean, just ridiculously. Him and Tom Brady. Tom Brady had Eagles had joint practice with the Patriots in 2014, 2015, the chip years, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. And he was crazy good. Myles Garrett, man, I can't believe how good he was. And he was beating Jordan Mailata on every play, like a sack on every play. It got to the point where he beat Mailata, and then he just he stopped even bothering to tag Jalen Hurts on those plays. Just completely wrecked the practice. But it got to the point where he stopped even tagging him so that the Eagles could still run their offensive rep, and the rest of his Browns defense could get their rep on the back end too. But yeah, I've never seen anything like his performance yesterday in a practice.
Now, Jimmy, of course, people will say to you, it's just practice. What does it matter? It's practice. It's situational. It doesn't mean anything. From your experience, does it mean anything?
So, if this were a game situation, after he got beat, once or twice, they're going to give him a lot of help. So they weren't doing that yesterday. They were just saying, go face him one-on-one all day. And it didn't go well. But, in game, they're going to adjust to that. They probably wouldn't even have that game plan in the first place. I'll take this back to the Eagles-Bengals preseason game. Vic Fangio calls cover zero. Cover zero blitz. Or it goes to zero blitz, meaning there's no safeties on the back end to help the corners. And that's the play where they ran an out to Jamar Chase, and Keely Ringo missed the tackle, and Jamar Chase walks into the end zone. So he's not going to call that. He's not going to call zero blitz against Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins in a real game. He's just not going to do that. He even said in a press conference thereafter that he uses these preseason games to stress players. And in this particular case, he wanted to stress the corners because, of course, they're fighting for a starting job opposite Quinyon Mitchell. So there's a lot of that going on, I believe, in these joint practices as well, where there's no consequences to, kind of stressing players and seeing what they can do. So, yeah, I think there's something that can be gained from, or something to be said for, players playing well in these practices or not. But really, it's an opportunity for the coaches to stress players, put them in stressful situations, and see how they react.
Speaking of those battles on defense, who, according to your opinion, has the edge right now? Adoree Jackson, Keely Ringo, Jacorian Bennett, obviously cornerback 2, and then Sidney Brown and Drew Makuba at safety.
So a corner, this is going to be a very unsatisfying answer, but I have no idea, man. I guess, heading into training camp, I thought Keely Ringo had, a clear advantage. Was the favorite. He's the favorite at that spot, is how I'll put it. I don't think he's the favorite anymore, and I don't know who is. I mean, we saw, like I just mentioned, he had that bad rep in the preseason game. Again, they're not going to call that kind of defense in a game. But on the first day of joint practices against the Browns, they throw a short pass to Jerry Jeudy. Ringo has a chance to decide really what he's got 3 options in that situation. He's going to try to either just make a pass breakup or an interception if the pass is off target. He can try to hit the guys as he's making the catch and break up the pass that way, or just make sure he makes the tackle. Those are his 3 options. He goes for the PBU, the pass breakup, whiffs. Jerry Jeudy has all kinds of he's nowhere in the picture now to make the tackle, and Jerry Jeudy has all the space in the world to, go run for, I don't know if he would have run for a touchdown or whatever. They kind of cut the rep short after Healy missed. But it was a very similar play to the one that we saw in the preseason game.
Right.
And Vic Fangio had said, we need to see him improve. He was happy that actually happened in the game. Okay, so you made a mistake. Let's see you improve from it. And then he didn't, on a very similar route right after. So I think he's had a really shaky camp. Adoree Jackson hasn't been a world beater either. Of course, they trade for Ja'Cory Bennett. He gave up a bunch of passes in these showing practices the last couple of days. And then there's Mac McWilliams, who is their fifth-round rookie draft pick, who is probably more suited to the slot than he is on the outside because of the size, although he did play outside in college. They've been giving him reps on the outside last 3 or 4 practices. So I think he's in the mix kind of too. And then, of course, if they really just determine that none of these guys can do it, they already traded for one guy. I wouldn't put it past them to trade for another one.
How much do you believe if A.J. Brown was healthy and he was practicing, that the whole story about Eagles practices, especially offensively, might be completely different to right?
I'll get back to that in a second. I didn't answer your part about the safeties.
Okay.
So heading into camp, I kind of thought that Makuba would be the favorite at the starting safety spot. He got hurt, missed, I think it was 6 or 7 days of team drills. Missed practice completely. I think it was 3 or 4 days. So that hurt him. Sidney Brown's been, pretty much consistently running with the ones when they're in nickel, when they're in their base defense, which they're only in 15, 20% of the time during the regular season. It's been Cooper DeJean back there with Reed Blankenship. But I think Sidney's actually had a good camp for what they needed to see from him. So the biggest concern with him is he's, often out of position, often, kind of plays out of control, awareness not great. And, part of that last year anyway is because he missed the entirety of training camp with, still recovering from his torn ACL from the 2023 season, missed the first 4 games on the PUP list, barely played it all the entire season. This year he's got the full off season, OTAs, mini camp, full training camp. And I think what they needed to see from him is, better awareness from him on the mental side of the game. And he hasn't really stood out positively or negatively, but I think for his purposes, that's good. If he's not standing out, he's made no egregious mistakes on the back end. And I don't think there's any question that he's got ability. He's got great athleticism. He's got really good bulk and size for a safety. He can hit. So I think what we've seen from him is not making any mistakes. And then when we've gotten into the preseason game, I saw him kind of fly around a lot, try to make hits on Bengals players. And then in these joint practices, he was physical. He had a big hit on tight end Harold Fannin, and he's flying around there. And he's not going to jack up his own teammates in a regular practice, but against these other teams, I think he's kind of getting to show what he can do from a, making plays perspective. So I actually have him in the lead right now over Andrew Makuba. Makuba, kind of is the opposite of Brown in that he's not as gifted physically from a size or athleticism perspective, but was thought of as, much more heady player coming out of Texas. So that's an interesting battle to watch. He also has some slot corner versatility. Andrew Makuba does, so they can maybe use him more, I guess, as like a chess piece in a way, where Sidney Brown, you're just parking on the back end. So, but I put Sidney Brown in the lead right now at that starting safety spot opposite Reed.
Give me the Jalen Hurts question about A.J. Brown. If A.J. Brown was healthy, do you think the stories that would be written about the Eagles' offense and how they're looking at practice be different?
And this is not a show that's asking the question.
We're not asking him,
are you concerned about the Eagles?
Yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that show, in case you don't know that.
Sure. Yeah, so Jalen Hurts barely completed anything down the field against the Browns the last couple days. I can recall one pass over the middle to Devontae in the red zone, probably a 10, 15-yard pass. Devontae actually made a great play, caught it, spun while he was catching it, spun into the end zone away from the guy who was Browns defender who was hitting him. But in terms of downfield passes, almost nothing. So, yeah, would that have looked a little bit different if A.J. Brown were out there? Probably. I mean, I've seen joint practices against the Browns before with A.J. and Devontae, and they kind of destroyed them down the field. And this year wasn't that. So, yeah, I think, the offense looks completely different, obviously, when A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are both. Actually, if you look at the Eagles' record since they acquired A.J. Brown. I think it's their 4-4 when either one of them is out, and then their record is ridiculous when both of them play. I forget what it is off the top of my head, but they're winning at like an 800%
right
clip when both of those guys play. So, I'm not saying anything revelatory here, but A.J. Brown, kind of a good player, and when he's in there, they have a better chance to win than when he's not.
Yeah, I think that's pretty spot-on analysis there, Jimmy. Listen, man, we appreciate the time as always.
I
Keep
love
up the
the
great
energy,
work.
Jimmy. You're ready for opening day already. You need to rest tomorrow.
Let's go, baby.
I don't want you dressing tomorrow. I want you just relaxed.
All right, man. Appreciate that.
All right, thanks. There he is, Jimmy Kemsky from the Philly Voice on the Comcast Business Hotline. All right, coming up next, I told you I had 3 bets that I saw one of the ESPN betting analysts make for the Eagles.
I want to know which ones of them you're going to steal or you're going to do yourself.
Well, they all kind of go based off of what I feel about this upcoming Eagles season. The question is whether or not we're comfortable with that. You'll find out next. Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now, a Birds Insider update on 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles are continuing their joint practices with the Cleveland Browns, but per reports, it's not going exactly as the Eagles have hoped. They've looked rough against the Browns and against Myles Garrett, who apparently had a great day of practice getting after Jalen Hurts yesterday. So what is the value of going against an opposing team? What more do they get out of it? And head coach Nick Sirianni talked about that yesterday in some media availability.
It's not only a different guy that they're going against, but, it's different schemes. You can't get enough of that. And that's how the season's played, right? So, yeah, it's good for us to be able to do that and get that work.
And you do get that work with mainly the starters as opposed to preseason games where you'll see mainly the backups. So there's value in that, but maybe not the value the Eagles were hoping to see. We're going to get an opportunity to see them on the field at the Link tomorrow. The preseason matchup between the Browns and the Eagles is at 1 p.m. So that's something we'll all be zoned into. And we'll be zoned into it partially for that cornerback 2 battle that still seems very unsettled. And Nick Sirianni was pressed on this by Zach Berman, the Athletic, in that same media availability. And, he's not giving up any secrets.
Yeah. I guess, Zach, that was just my nice way of telling you that I'm not going to give you any information.
So we're not getting the info from Coach, but maybe we'll get it on the field. We'll be watching tomorrow at 1. I'm Connor Thomas, and you're home for the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Philly fans, you are the best sports fans in the world. You're not stupid. So why should you have to hear
On Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Still to come on the show, we have Amy Fadul with us at some point in the 9 o'clock hour. I know she's got some...
She's her kid's sick. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, Baker a little under the weather.
Okay,
so we'll talk
sorry
to Amy
about
in the
that.
future.
Yep, that's my bad.
I'm telling you, I have never heard so many people be sick in one summer. And it is just,
Yeah,
it
you know
is
what
like
I dealt
everywhere,
with early in the summer. Coop got sick like 3 times.
everywhere that I go, everybody is, and it's all age groups.
Yeah.
It's everybody being sick.
So
Just,
maybe it means a healthy winter.
hopefully, wash hands.
Is that how that works?
Wash your
I don't think
hands,
so.
get better, everybody be well.
So ESPN, I was just, scrolling through this morning, always like to look for some content. And they did a 2025 NFL betting preview. 3 picks for each team in the NFL. This is Tyler Fulgham, not Eagles wide receiver great Travis Fulgham.
Different.
This is Tyler Fulgham, who's one of the betting analysts for ESPN. So I'll just give you the Eagles one. First, Eagles to win the NFC East, which is something we've all been saying.
It's an easy bet.
Minus 160.
I think it's an easy bet, I even don't like the bet
Okay.
because it's just
Minus 160 is still a decent payout.
it's not terrible, but
Saquon Barkley, rushing yards.
what is it?
Under
Under what?
1,400 and a half.
Oh, I'd go over that every day.
I know you would.
I'd go over that all day long.
To win MVP.
1,400 and a half?
Yeah, 1,400.5 yards.
I'd absolutely go over that. Over. Wow.
To win MVP.
Uh-huh. Jalen Hurts.
Jalen.
Yeah.
So here's what he wrote about. With most of the principal players back, the defending Super Bowl champs look like legit contenders again in 2025. I want to see another team in the division, or the NFC for that matter, in the Eagles class. They should repeat as NFC East champions and be a top 2 seed in the conference. Jalen Hurts is now Super Bowl MVP and feels like a good wagering value in the regular season MVP market because the Eagles might need to throw the ball more in 2025 if Saquon Barkley feels the effects of a 482-touch season that includes the playoffs. And if that's the case, Hurts could produce some gaudy stats on one of the best teams in the league. So,
What is it feeling the effects? Like,
well, maybe not weeks 1 through 4, but maybe week 5, 6, 7, he starts feeling a little bit from last year's total.
okay, I'm just trying to do this again because it really is, and my math a little bit off. It's like you're going to tell me 30%. 30% less Saquon? Sorry. Not without betting. The only reason you would place that bet is you'd be saying the Eagles are choosing to use him 30% less more than last year.
Well,
Or he's injured.
Exactly.
So I'm not placing bets.
No, you're not going to do that.
You don't place a bet guessing
on in case a guy gets hurt.
So then the only reason you would place that bet is you would say, I'm betting that the Eagles are going into the season saying, our plan is to use him 30% less than we used him last year. And I do not believe for 1 second that that's the Eagles' plan. So I think it's a stupid bet because that wouldn't be in the Eagles meeting rooms. So Nick Sirianni comes in. He goes, guys, we're always assuming good health for everybody, and we know we got to use Saquon a little bit less. But I have a radical plan here. We're going to use him 30% less this year. His own coaching staff would laugh him out of the room. More importantly, his offensive linemen would come into his office and have a coming to Jesus Luzardo meeting with him. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, but I don't think it's just
I don't think it's that crazy.
No,
Like,
I don't think it is
I don't
at all.
how many
30% less?
How many 200-yard games did he have last year?
Okay.
I don't know.
Like-
2, 3?
Let me see here. Let me pull up his game logs.
I'm more thinking
Well, he
about...
played 16 games, right? Okay. So he played 16 games. So you're saying 600 less yards.
He had one 200-yard game where he had the 255, and then the games where he had at least 150 yards rushing.
You're saying 38 less yards a game on average.
4 games where he had at least 150 rushing.
You're saying 38 less yards a game on average. No way. No way. Not unless he's injured.
I just think, look, I've been saying it for months now that I think they're going to have to throw the football more. And that kind of backs up what I've been feeling about this team. And that's a betting analyst. This is a guy that, look, these are the guys that study all this kind of stuff.
Not buying it.
All right.
Not buying it because unless you're betting that he's going to be injured, you're saying going into the season, Yep, they're going to use him 30% less, or he's going to be 30% less successful than last year.
So I have a question for the remainder of the show. Do you trust that? If that is the way they have to play. All right? The number to climb in, text in, 610-632-0975. Do you trust the Eagles offense to throw the football, if they have to throw the football, to be successful? Because we saw Jalen Hurts do it in the NFC Championship game. We also saw him do it in the Super Bowl at a very high level. I trust it. I've been very open about that. It would be a major change, though, because speaking of the 30% less usage, John.
Okay.
I have a number for you that might blow your mind coming up next.
Uh-oh. Good or bad? Blow my mind.
I don't think there's a good or bad to it.
Okay.
But I'll explain more coming up next. It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phils drop game one. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies lost again last night, dropping game one to the Nationals 3-2 after giving up a lead in the seventh inning. Jesus Luzardo was really good through 6 innings, but the seventh was a nightmare for him. He loaded the bases, did not record an out, and then Orion Kirkring, he could not walk the tightrope out of the bullpen. It's the team's third straight loss and third straight game of scoring 2 runs or less, so the offense needs to wake up in Washington. They'll get another chance tonight to get things right. 6:45 p.m. first pitch down there in D.C. Zach Wheeler on the mound, facing off against Mackenzie Gore. The Eagles are continuing their joint practices with the Cleveland Browns to prepare for their preseason matchup with the Browns tomorrow, 1 p.m. at Lincoln Financial Field. Nick Sirianni met with the media yesterday, and he talked about the benefits of joint practices.
It's not only a different guy that they're going against, but, it's different schemes. You can't get enough of that. And that's how the season's played, right? So, yeah, it's good for us to be able to do that and get that work.
Now, sometimes it can also be a wake-up call, and per reports from folks who are at joint practice, the Eagles haven't looked great against the Browns. We'll see what they look like tomorrow, 1 p.m. at the Link. This update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Connor Thomas on your home for the best birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Philadelphia Sports.
from the missus. The dog got on the table again.
The dogs. It's very strange that a veteran dog,
She's 7 years old,
is all of a sudden like picking up a naughty habit.
In case people don't know, I posted a video on my Instagram a couple of weeks ago of my dog. I heard a chair move, and I was like, what the hell was that? Because me and Cooper were sitting on the couch, and I look up. There's a dog on top of on the kitchen table.
See, I think it's funny.
And I thought it was hilarious. Like, I wasn't upset.
Everybody loved the video.
I was like, get down. Like, what are you doing? And has not happened since, at least we don't think. But Christy's home today, and she saw the dog up on the table again. And by the way, there's no food on it.
Like, you feeding her enough?
Yes.
Maybe she's looking for more.
We're feeding her enough. It's crazy. All right. So I did some research this morning because I was curious, because I knew we were going to get into this conversation about whether or not you'd feel comfortable with the Eagles going more of a pass-heavy attack this year compared to last year. And I think sometimes we rewrite history a little bit. They had to go to the run because Jalen was struggling. And then Jalen eventually did very well against the Steelers. That's when we got the "so is that what y'all been waiting to see" line, which was a great line. And then obviously he played really, really well in the title game and the Super Bowl when it came to throwing. But for the most part, they ran the football last year. That's what made the offense go. And I think because of all those touches for Saquon Barkley that they have to be careful with it this year. I think there will be some times during the season where they will monitor just how he's doing. That's all.
Okay, that's fine. There's not a problem with that.
Like, I don't think it's let's completely rip up the playbook and let's throw the ball.
Okay, well
now.
then would 30% amount to that?
Potentially.
It's a good question. So I looked this up this morning. And I just
Are you becoming nerd boy? Am I like?
Yeah,
am
you know what? I don't like this actually.
Is it starting to like? Because this is good. I like this.
I don't like this. All right, regular season, 17 games.
All right, 16. He only played 16.
No. Regular 17 games, regular season is for all teams. How many times do you think the Eagles ran the ball more than they threw the ball in a game in the 17-game season?
13.
15.
14 is the correct answer.
Split the difference.
No, Price is right. You win, Connor.
And just to put it into context, one of the 3 games in which they didn't run the ball more was the Tanner McKee Week 18 against the Giants, where they just said, go for it.
Because you got to let Tanner throw.
Let's throw the ball 40 times.
Absolutely.
And then the other time was the Tampa game where they were trailing early.
They were trailing.
So it was
they were trailing 21-0, right?
Yeah. So that's two of your 3 games.
By the way, they do that to us this year. I'm pissed. Make that trip.
2 of your 3 games where they threw the ball more. One was a anomaly because Tanner McKee was playing. The other was they were getting beat up early. Here are your other top 5 rushing teams in terms of attempts in the NFL last year.
Top 5 rushing teams, can I guess?
Yeah.
Ravens.
Ravens were number 2. How many times do you think they ran the ball more than they threw the ball?
9.
Ran the ball more than they threw the ball?
Eagles are 14.
13.
10.
Oh, okay.
That much of a difference between the number 1 rushing team and the second rushing team.
Here's where I'm going to tell you where these numbers are skewed, though. I'm going to tell you... I'm going to tell you that the Chiefs are up there.
They are not.
Really? I thought the Chiefs would be up there.
The Lions, third most rushing
should have known
team
that
last
with their 2
year.
backs.
Just 9 times where they ran the ball more than they threw the ball, so 9 to 8.
How about the Chargers?
No.
No?
The Steelers.
Okay.
The 4th most rushing attempts in the NFL last year.
That's on brand.
They only did it 7 times. So they, even the 4th most rushing team in the NFL, threw the ball more than they passed over the course of the season in terms of the games. The Packers were 5th. Now, they were 11. But remember, Jordan Love misses 2+ games because he exited one early. So Malik Willis, they just had an off. They basically ran like the Navy offense, if you remember. Where
Got it.
Malik Willis was just run the ball. So when I see this, there is no way the Philadelphia Eagles run the ball more than they throw the ball 14 times this year in a game. There's no way.
What about 20? I would ask you to do 2022.
I'll do that for you.
Because I bet you in 2022 the number is close to that.
Let's see.
Because I think what happens is
when you're winning and you're up
and you
big.
bleed clock.
Let's see.
And you're trying to bleed out the clock. And the Eagles' strategy, remember, is to lean. How many of those teams have the Eagles' offensive line, which you consider their number 1 weapon? That's their number 1 weapon to you. the straw that stirs the drink. That's their number one thing to lean on. I would think in 2022 they probably did the same, close to it.
About half.
Really?
7 times.
Wow, I would have thought more. Would have thought absolutely
They went
more.
all out with the run last year because they kind of had to. And this is not a shot at Jalen Hurts. The first 4 weeks, Jalen Hurts was bad. Period. End of story. There's no debate. There's no, well, if Saquon caught this or this happened.
No.
Jalen Hurts played bad the first 4 weeks of the season last year.
There is absolutely. If Saquon catches the ball in week 2, they win the game.
Right. But that didn't mean that
no,
Jalen was still bad that game.
No, I got you.
What I'm saying is Jalen Hurts, there's a reason why they went to the run. As you're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia. 8B's the new station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio powering possibilities. But they had to go to the run, and then they went all out with the run for the rest of the way. 14 games they ran the ball more than they threw the ball. And to your point, 14-3, 2022 they went 14-3, only 7 times.
See, that's surprising to me because I remember how many times they were bleeding the clock out in 22, much more than they were in 24.
Yeah.
There were many more lopsided games in 22 than 24.
Oh, yeah.
They were clown showing people in 22. Like, I mean, it's incredible how that works.
So
Okay.
I told you I'd blow your mind a little bit with that.
That absolutely blows my mind.
There's no way the Eagles run the ball 14 times, run the ball in a game more than throw the ball 14 times this year.
Yeah.
I can't see them doing that. I don't think teams will allow it. I think they're going to try to let Jalen Hurts beat you, which I welcome, and I think they can.
Okay, do you believe that there's going to be do you believe that the Chiefs Super Bowl game plan, which, by the way, failed miserably.
Yes, it did.
So you think teams are lining up to try that game plan?
Absolutely. You know why?
Yes.
You know why?
Why?
All these executive polls, GM polls, coaches polls. Where's Hurts fall? 9.
Okay.
And these are people inside the league. They probably go, yeah, Saquon, we'll put it number 1 for running backs or number 2 for running backs. That offensive line, we'll put it number 1 or number 2. That quarterback, yeah, we think he's right around 10. We'll let him beat us.
You think they're going to – so you believe we're going to see a lot. Let's put this – I want to get into this deep next week.
Okay.
Because I think it would be a fool's errand, especially if A.J. Brown's healthy, which I'm hoping. And none of the beat writers, by the way, even our own Andrew DiCecco, have made me comfortable that this A.J. Brown thing isn't something to be at least slightly concerned about, that we're not seeing him at all. I think it's a fool's errand. I think they will chew people's backsides up.
That would be nice.
And then they will be foolish. But I don't think the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to run the ball down people's throats. Look, if the Chiefs' defense could sell out, and I mean they sold out. Look at the formations. Look at the defensive fronts they put up. They sold out to stop the run, and they did. They sold out, and they got smoked.
Yeah,
one of the best defenses of the NFL got smoked.
Yes,
and I bet you Spags went to bed.
Teams,
I bet you Spags went to bed that night saying, "At least it wasn't me getting beat by Saquon."
No, he didn't. Not giving up. Not getting clown showed like that in a Super Bowl. He didn't. No
yeah, but
way.
if you had to pick your poison, you got to pick something.
You don't pick getting a 40 burger put up on you.
That's not what I'm saying. But if you had to pick, are you trusting Jalen Hurts or Saquon Barkley more? Because other teams are going to say it's Saquon.
Yeah, but you can't sell out the way the Chiefs did. You're going to get clown showed.
You're going to lose one way or another to this team, right? If you play neither side, you're going to get smoked.
Instead of 8 men,
no, what I'm saying
will be
is
6.
Well, it's got to be balanced. The defense that you play against the Eagles has got to be balanced. Sure. The Chiefs did something very out of character in the Super Bowl. And one of the things that they did that I'll never figure out from Andy Reid, and if we ever got a chance to interview Big Red, I would love it, because I would love to ask him something he'd never done before that he did in Super Bowl 59. He has always been a dance with what brung you guy.
Yeah.
His entire career, he's been one of the most predictable head coaches that has ever been known. And he got to Super Bowl 59, and his game plan was not dance with what brung us. It was this wild defensive game plan that no one had ever seen and that they had never shown before.
What?
He got intimidated by Saquon Barkley, and they said, and they ended up getting clowned.
You know what else probably didn't help them? Patrick Mahomes throwing 2 interceptions early in the game.
Well, I think there was a little panic too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the Eagles getting an impressive pass rush didn't hurt either.
Right. All
And
right.
by the way, when the Eagles get a lead, then that pass rush gets a little more pinned back.
All right, I want some responses
That's
on
a
this.
really. We got to get into this because this is really interesting.
If this is the way it will go, let's say they have to throw the ball more. Are you comfortable with it? 610-632-0975. Also, coming up next, we're going to play a game. You have some game show music ready for me, Connor?
Yes, I do.
All right. I've been hearing that damn song for freaking months.
Got only like 10 more months.
Who will play in the outfield tonight for the Phillies?
Come on down.
That comes your way next. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Maybe you should sign me up for being a platoon guy. Maybe I'll take this new.
mention, Kevin Negandi is going to be joining the show.
Hey.
We've been trying to figure out a time with Kevin. He's been busy the last couple of weeks. They've been doing the Sports Center 50 States, 50 Days, so he's been all over the place. He's going to be making the drive to Williamsport. There will be children and a dog in the car when Kevin joins us coming up at 9:25.
Not a borrowed dog.
No, not a borrowed dog. All right, so Kevin joins 9:25. You know how I always use the For You tab on Twitter more so than the following because you see the stuff that people you follow, but then you also get the For You. I saw a random tweet pop up. There's a kid in Florida named Derek Cooper, 5-star recruit going to Texas, running back.
Okay.
6'1", 210 pounds.
What?
It's a big boy.
Dude.
Wait.
And I just watched him score a touchdown. He flies. This dude.
What?
He averaged last year.
What?
I looked up his max. What is it called? Max play.
Max
or whatever.
preps.
Max preps.
Max preps. See, you would love to have had to do all this.
Oh yeah.
Recruiting talk on sports talk radio, which people up here would go, "Are you serious?"
He had 905 yards last season on 124 carries. That's 7.3 yards per carry.
You know where
This kid's gonna be a beast.
You know where my old radio station was broadcasting yesterday?
Georgia.
And I'm talking all day, so in Atlanta.
Yeah.
All day broadcasting yesterday.
SEC Media Day.
From a high school stadium. Buford High School was opening their you've probably seen it because it was all over
I saw a
social media.
video of it. Yeah, the new stadium.
$60 million Buford High School stadium.
It's nicer than
so
the
they
Link.
were it's
That's
nicer.
why Jeffrey Lurie wants a new one.
It's nicer than Villanova's stadium. It's nicer than many stadiums out there. Temple would love to have it.
I'm sure.
It is, and they were literally.
Temple should have their own stadium.
Now, many of the kids will go and play. That is the home of that is where Brandon Marsh went to high school.
Right.
That's his high school. So there will be that's what's going to be in the mix there. So
about that.
That's what should be. Can you imagine talking about let's talk about some of these juniors who are playing in the game tonight,
Like
Connor.
these 17,
in the next segment.
17-year-olds.
No,
yeah.
it doesn't. Connor, you would actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk to this senior coming up. Hey, Andrew Salciunas, so what are you looking at? Are you looking at Clemson? Yeah, I'm looking at Clemson, and I'm looking at Alabama. I used to have to do that.
By the way, that kid did go do a visit at Penn State, but he committed to Texas.
That's
All right,
unbelievable.
You got some game show music for me, Connor? Let's play Who's Going to Be in the Outfield Tonight for the Phillies? So they're going up against Mackenzie Gore, left-handed arm today. So there's no way they're going to have both Marsh and Kepler in the lineup today. Will they? Won't they? Not sure. Nick Castellanos. He's batting 187 since the beginning of July.
Not batting his weight.
Harrison Bader, who they acquired for, he's got reverse split, so he wouldn't play against a left-handed pitcher, would he? And, of course, there's Weston Wilson. I believe Weston Wilson gets a nod for one of the spots.
Dub, as they call him on Unfiltered. Dub is in. Marsh is in. Marsh is in.
Where? Because Dub's playing left field.
No, Marsh has got to be in tonight.
So are you going to go Bader in center with Marsh and Wilson?
Yes.
So you're giving Castellanos the night off. He's playing right field tonight.
Yes.
He's playing right field tonight. Nick Castellanos will be in the lineup today.
Oh, I hate it.
That's my official pick, Bob. Oh, no,
it's not Bob.
It's Drew now, Dave.
No, it's not Drew. Drew's on Price is Right.
Oh, what song is this?
This is
Family Feud, bro.
This is
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
I love Steve Harvey.
He's awesome. That's good. Yeah, no, you're not going to. Yeah, we can't get a Marsh.
Show me Bader.
We get Bader.
Yeah.
Number one answer. No, is Bader number one answer?
Bader's playing center today.
Bader's number one answer. Okay, number two answer.
I think it's Castellanos and right.
All right,
Absolutely.
Castellanos. It's up there.
I think,
it's
I think Weston Wilson's in left field.
It's either him or Marsh. I think they do give Wilson
Give me a
the opportunity.
That's what he'd say. Give me a dub.
Weston Wilson's been playing good baseball.
He has been. He's
tough lefty
actually
on the mound.
He's actually earned the at bats
against left-handed pitching. Absolutely.
So Wilson, Bader, and Castellanos.
By the way, they have the stupidest things on Family Feud. Like, give me something with something that's red. They like when they do Fast Money when they're trying to get the people the money.
Apple.
Exactly.
Fire
truck. Exactly.
Ding.
Like, and then it'll be
I love Family Feud.
Do you really?
Oh, it's a great game.
It's Christy and I have talked about one day. That's a dream.
You want to do Family Feud?
Yeah.
Okay,
Family Feud. That would be fun.
All right. If you want to do it, you get the Salciunas together.
I got some connections.
Well, I got all the.
I know.
We get this. It's right there. No, but it's right there. They film it right in Atlanta. We get you down there.
Oh, how about that?
They do it right in Atlanta. We'll get you all set up,
man.
Anybody who wants to get on that, I can pretty much get you. I get you in touch with the people to hopefully get it done.
Stephen Tracy already checks
in. If you're
in.
a good family.
Stephen Tracy wants this to be a daily segment. I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in to make this a daily segment. Who will be in the Phillies outfield today? Because they still don't know.
No.
It's August 15th. They still don't know.
You think Rob's going, there's no urgency with Rob? There's no urgency. We got plenty of time. Very good. You see, they play the scrum on the pregame show. I know you're doing bedtime routine and stuff like that, but they do the scrum, and so usually they have Taryn Hatcher down there with the microphone, and he's doing the scrum, and Rob's speaking and everything, and then they come back to the studio, and somebody actually physically has to shake Michael Barkant and whoever's in studio with him, whether it's Ricky or something, shake them because they nod off listening to Rob speak. He's so inspiring.
It is.
That's very exciting.
All right. Well, we'll find out what the outfield is later on today, and we'll see if we want a brand new car.
Now, that'd be on The Price is Right. They do that. They don't do brand new cars on Family
Feud. We do the
$20,000. Yeah, they try to win $10,000.
What's the fast money? $10,000, and then whatever on top.
And by the way, how do they split
want.
it? The family gets the $10,000, and then they all pay taxes. Split it 5 ways.
Now, dude, I think the two people in the fast money round deserve a little bit extra percentage.
I would think so too.
You only get the
team game.
Yeah, but it's only two guys. It's only two people in the
Trust
fast
your
money.
Teammates.
It's only two people in the fast money. They get the majority of the pie.
Would you be doing fast money?
Yes,
I'd be doing fast money.
Absolutely. All right, coming up next.
Would you go first or second?
Second, because I won't panic at the.
You'd want to go second.
I go second.
I'll go first.
All right, coming up next, our man Kevin Negandi en route to Williamsport with wife, children, and dog. We'll talk to Kevin Negandi next. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phils dropped their third straight. I'm Connor Thomas. The Phillies lost again last night, 3-2 to the Nationals. They gave up the lead in the seventh inning, never got it back. Jesus Luzardo had 6 strong, but that seventh inning was rough for him. He loaded the bases with no outs, and then Orion Kerkering could not get out of that tough jam. It's the team's third straight loss and third straight game of scoring 2 runs or less, so the offense really needs to get going the rest of the series in Washington. They'll get another chance tonight to get things right. 6:45 p.m. first pitch down in D.C. with Zach Wheeler facing Mackenzie Gore, a rematch of the opening day starter matchup. The Eagles, they're keeping their joint practices going with the Browns to prepare for that preseason matchup they have with Cleveland tomorrow at 1 p.m. at the Link. Nick Sirianni met with media yesterday, and he discussed joint practices and the different look it gives his team.
It's not only a different guy that they're going against, but, it's different schemes. You can't get enough of that, and that's how the season's played, right? So, yeah, it's good for us to be able to do that and get that work.
Now, unfortunately, according to reports, the Eagles have not looked good against the Browns. They've been struggling a little bit in the practices. We'll see if they look better at the Link tomorrow. We'll talk to Kevin Negandi of ESPN coming up next. This update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. Their instant push-and-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Connor Thomas on your home for the best birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Hi, my name is Phil E. And for most of my sports fan life,
It's 97.5 The Fanatic. We will be joined momentarily by our man Kevin Negandi from ESPN, who is en route to Williamsport with a whole crew.
I don't know how you get there
car.
from Connecticut. I guess you go across New York.
You would know better than I would, so I'm not entirely sure there. But as we await Kevin Negandi, I saw something pretty cool on ESPN today.
What was that?
They used like their data analysis to see top researching trends internationally about the NFL.
Okay.
So the NFL International Search Interest, the 2025 Trends to Know. All right. So I'm going to give you, so some of the questions like they look up is like, when is the NFL draft? When does the NFL season start? These are Google searches or whatever search engines people are using outside of the United States. The top countries outside of the U.S. that searches for NFL over the past year: Canada, Mexico, Australia, your top three. Ireland, New Zealand,
Canada,
the
Mexico,
DR.
Australia.
Yep. Ireland, New Zealand, the Dominican Republic. And then 7 through 10, the UK, Germany, Venezuela, and Austria. I'm surprised that the UK and Germany are so low on that list, considering that's where they're going to a lot. UK,
Why do we keep opening in Brazil?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Why do we keep opening seasons in Brazil?
That's a good question. Was Kevin ready?
For whatever reason.
We'll continue this later on the show, I promise. All right, let's go to the Comcast Business Hotline. Every day in business, big day. Let Comcast Business help you move forward with what's next. From ESPN and from the Negandi family vehicle, our man Kevin Negandi joins us. Kevin and family, good morning.
Good morning. We're on a road trip to Williamsport, back to beautiful Pennsylvania as we wrap up our 50 states in 50 days for SportsCenter.
I love that. You've been a very busy man, so thank you again for coming on. This is our first chance to be able to talk to you. The Field of Dreams moment with you and your sons, dude. Like
He got misty-eyed talking about it.
I can only imagine what that was like for you.
It was magical. And the scenario was, we did a 2-hour show. We started the show at 6 in the morning local time, and we knew the Doppler was creeping in the second part of the hour of the show. So we were a little nervous, and then literally, guys, like 20 minutes before the end of the show, they had us slated to do about 30 seconds at the end. It started raining a little bit. There were about 150 people on the field at the time, and we were still going to, hey, let's do it. The most amazing thing is, like, literally 2 minutes before we were ending the show, the skies opened up, and it was raining sideways, and everybody left. So I told our camera crew, I said, listen, I know this is all waterproof, but stay under the tent. If you can get a wide shot and zoom in, just do that. We'll go outside. And it's a credit to my boys who hung in there and made sure we could create a moment, because Daddy wanted to have that catch with them on the field, and it was cleared out. And 2 minutes after we were done the show, the sun came out.
Of course it did.
Of course.
Naturally, the TV gods.
Well, it's good to learn about the TV gods like that. I said we're trying to do that. The Little League World Series that you're going up to see, it is the amount of focus on it, the amount of the cameras and everything like that. How do you feel about that as a father? How do you feel about that as far as the scrutiny on it? Because I got to tell you, Kevin, the kids crying bothers the hell out of me. This like seeing kids cry and kids being memed out and everything. For every kid that gets the joyous moment and everything, it does bother me when I see the kids that end up getting sort of mocked because they're crying on national TV, and they end up getting memed to death.
So I think that's where we are as a society. I don't think that's anything to do with, to be honest with you, John, I get where you're coming from, but for our broadcast, we're capturing the emotions, the experience. And if you've been on a Little League field, even in a Little League championship game or a Little League game that matters, you see kids have the emotion. I understand what where you're coming from, where, there's some heartless people on social media that are going to have a heck of a lot of fun pointing out somebody being vulnerable, and that's carried out throughout any sporting event, right? As I go back to the young lady that was part of the Villanova band, during the tournament, right? And she was playing the flute, and they kept on going to her. So to me, I think you're capturing the emotions of the entire event. I've been there 6 of the last 7 years, and I'm telling you, for our audience, which is about a 2.5, 3-hour drive, wherever you are in the suburbs or in the city, it is a phenomenal, magical experience for anybody that loves baseball, that anybody that has kids, anybody that just wants to see their kids laugh and smile. You go down the hill, you're having ice cream, you just run around, and you go game to game. There's nothing better. And our kids are all locked in. They love the experience. And I think from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. as we're going to do the entire Sports Center show in the complex.
I love that, and I love that you're sharing this moment again with your kids. I think that's beautiful. Kev, Eagles-related stuff. I did some research this morning. The Eagles, do you know that they ran the ball more than they threw the ball 14 times last season, 14 different regular season games? And just to put it into context, the 3 games where they passed the ball more, one of them was the Pittsburgh Steelers game, which we all were excited about. The other 2, the Tanner McKee Week 18 game that didn't matter, and the Bucs game where they were getting obliterated in the first half of that game. They ran the ball more than they threw the ball 14 times last year. I don't think it could be that high this year. I think Barkley is going to have to take a little bit of a step back in terms of his usage, and I think Hurts is going to have to throw the football more. My question for you, if that's the case, are you confident that they could still be as successful?
I think that's a fair question. This is how I view the team, though. What changed after that Bucs game, right? Like, the team had a meeting, the offensive line, they talked to Kellen Moore, they talked to Nick Sirianni, and they brought the idea that, hey, we need to run more. Where's the strength of our team? And that's really when this team turned things around, right? After the first 4 games where it feels like it's preseason for everybody, right? So I think the sweet spot for Jalen Hurts, regardless of how much they run, the sweet spot for Jalen Hurts throwing the football is between 21 to 27 passes. If you get past 27 passes, I think in this offense, you're not helping Hurts. You're not helping anybody. You're not helping the running game. You're not helping the offensive line. I think really 21 to 27 passes should be the sweet spot for this, this new offense with Patillo, and let's hope that they can continue to do what they've done in the past. The injuries do concern me with Dickerson and losing Mekhi Becton because Steen has not elevated himself to earn the spot that he's been given. I think some opportunities, and hopefully he takes it.
The idea that this Eagles team, though, it's funny, is there's been people panicking over like practice stats and things like that. We're 3 weeks away from the opener. I am a little nervous over the fact that we don't have a CB2 yet. That's not there.
Yes.
But today, I want to put this number out to you. The 30% less. The boys both said today they would bet Saquon Barkley under 1,400 yards. And I said I would absolutely bet Saquon over 1,400.
Well, I didn't say I would bet the under. It was the bet on ESPN.
Yeah, but I thought you said you would do it.
No, it goes to what I think this offense has to do, which is throw the ball.
Okay, then would you bet it or not?
No, I would go.
Okay, so you go.
I would go 1,500.
Okay, so you go over.
Saquon.
Okay, so Connor said he'd go under. What would you do?
I would take the under at 1,500. I'd take the over at 1,400.
Okay, so you're like in that same range,
right in between.
Yeah, I'm saying 1,500 is about what I think. Yeah, I think it's going to be an incredible year.
And I would tell anybody who challenges that or questions that as a knock on Saquon Barkley, no, the guy rushed for over 2,000 yards. And if you look at all the past 2,000-yard runners, I think there was only one guy, I think, that went over 1,400 yards the next year. So keep that in mind when you talk about, hey, you take a ton of hits. And I'm okay with the idea that he rushes. Shoot, if you entered the season last year and you told any Eagles fan that Saquon Barkley's rushing for 1,400 yards, we'd be like, hell yeah. So I think that 1,400 to 1,500 yards is perfect there for him. But, John, you brought it up originally. I am very concerned about cornerback number 2. Keely Ringo has not taken the job. Adoree Jackson, there's a reason why he was available. And somebody's got to take this spot. This is where you lose a guy like Darius Slay's experience. And I think it puts a lot more pressure on Quinyon Mitchell, who I think can, come up for the task and raise his level of play, but where he is going to now shadow the best receiver no matter what, instead of saying, hey, this is my side. It's now, where's the number one? I'm going back and forth all over the place. I'm concerned, and I also think that the Eagles need to get more clarity over the next 3 weeks.
I'm thinking that they're going to find one more on the pick off the junk pile of some other team when they make cuts. I'm thinking they will go find somebody. Yep, I agree.
That's concerning, like that you have to do that in mid-August, right?
Sure.
It's concerning that you've invested and you've been patient with Ringo. You've been waiting for somebody to step up, and Howie's right now. We've seen it. It's quantity over quality, and making sure the depth there is at cornerback. But they desperately need a CB2 on the other end to make sure Q can get. I think Q is really better off playing on one side, even though I think he's going to be great if he goes one-on-one with a wide receiver and the number one every week. It takes its toll for a while.
Kevin, listen, man, we appreciate the time. Tell the kids and the dog they can start misbehaving again. We appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
We appreciate this fun conversation, man, and have fun in Williamsport.
See ya.
Listen, I really appreciate you saying that, Chunas, because making sure a 13-year-old, an 11-year-old, and an 8-year-old behave in a car that's a long ride, it's a credit to them. So we'll get cake pops for everybody in the car.
Oh, cake pops for everybody. Thanks, Kevin. We appreciate it, man.
Be good, fellas.
There he is,
Good
Kevin
cake
Negandi
pop.
on the Comcast Business Hotline.
What cake pop are you going with, Connor?
None of the above. I don't have a sweet tooth, so
You can't smell
I'm
it.
gonna pass.
I'll take Connor's, and I'll go double chocolate.
You going
My
double chocolate?
You
and
can
then
have
I'll
mine.
take Connor's.
I'll give
I'll
you
go
my
with
cake
like
pop.
the white icing one with the chocolate is good. I'll take that one. Yum.
Going double chocolate, baby. All right, coming up next, we have the Key 3, some text messages as well, and I'll finish this international research for the NFL because the Cowboys might be America's team for some. The Eagles might be the world's team. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Philadelphia Union Soccer.
Good combination play on the near side. They flip
50-year-old teenager.
Andrew Salciunas.
The 30-year-old senior citizen. Kincade Salciunas. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
We're almost done. How about that?
It's unbelievable.
Ray Dunn comes your way next.
He's ready for the day.
Is Ray with anyone now that we know that Amy is out?
Brandon Gunn, who will be on the board.
How about that, BG?
Yeah, Gunner really missing us, too.
Number one BG in the city.
Well, he'll take things to the vault, unlike the other BG.
The 2024-25 NFL season international search lens.
What's this?
Outside the United States, which team do you think was researched, Googled, or Binged, or whatever their search engines the most?
Chiefs.
That is correct.
Because of Travis Kelce.
Who do you think was number 2?
The Eagles.
That is correct. I don't think it was necessarily just the Travis Kelce thing. I imagine some of it was the 2 Super Bowl teams.
Connor, let's Family Feud this. Does it have 3?
Yes.
Okay,
it
Connor,
has 10.
Connor, we Family Feuding this? Okay, we'll do Family Feud here. Okay, my turn. Buffalo.
They are number 3.
Good pull.
Who do you think is 4?
I'm going to throw 4 as the Baltimore Ravens.
The Baltimore Ravens are 8th.
Ooh, okay.
Sorry,
That's
Johnny,
good, but it's on the board.
It's on the board. It's on the board.
No, we're clapping. Good answer. All right, I am going to say the Dallas Cowboys.
Dude, you're good at this. Cowboys 4.
See, I didn't want to pick them.
You got to.
Listen, but if I give them the love and they're not on there,
yeah, but you gotta
I look
go
like an ass.
No,
so
go
that's
on.
why I went.
Good answer.
Great
Who do you
answer.
think is
All right, come on,
5
Connor.
on this list?
Green Bay Packers.
The Packers are 9th.
Oh,
so
Connor, you're going
8 and 9.
Connor, you're getting
knocking
some
out
hard
the
ones
tough
there.
ones.
You're getting
You got
out some
8 and
hard ones
9.
there. That's a very, very good, Connor. Appreciate that.
Johnny,
I am
5, 6,
I'm going
7,
to go.
and 10.
I'm going to go the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They are 6th on this list. So you have 2 left.
See,
3 left. Sorry, you have 3 left. 5, 7, and 10.
I'm definitely going first in easy money, and then or whatever they call fast money,
Yeah, fast
and then you're second.
The Los Angeles Rams.
Not on the list.
All right, it's just our first. It's just our first.
One scratch.
It's just our first
One
miss.
X.
It's not a problem. First miss. We're not going to have a problem with it. I am going to tell you the New England Patriots.
That's 2 X's.
Oh! I thought people were going to get lured into it.
Connor, it's all on you.
Washington Commanders.
That is 3 X's. Do you think anyone cares about the Commanders?
I don't know. I was
Wow.
just picking good
I thought
teams from this
Jaden
past
Daniels-
year.
Lions at 5.
Lions. We blew it on that one.
Yep.
Niners at 7. And the Raiders, because of
I'm shocked at that one.
Brady, coming in
Brady.
at number 10. So those are your top 10. You want to do the players list then?
No.
We
Well,
got
players-
the key 3 in
Okay.
2 minutes. Give me the top 10
Well-
searched players outside of the United States.
Patrick Mahomes.
He is number 2.
Saquon Barkley.
He is number 6.
Travis Kelce.
He is number 1.
Yeah, so it's all
That's
all Taylor
that's the
Swift.
Taylor Swift.
No, that's the Chiefs
Yeah.
too.
All right.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is 7th. So 6, 7. Barkley Hurts.
Wow. That's good. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is 4th.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson is 9th.
Joe Burrow.
He is 8th. So you have 3, 5, and 10 left.
Whew, they got to be quarterbacks.
3, 5, and 10. 2 quarterbacks, 1 wide receiver is your clue.
Jamar Chase.
No, there's
So that's the other one.
I am going to tell you, wow. The quarterbacks, Justin Herbert?
Nope, that's 2 X's.
There's another Justin on there, though. Jefferson has to be the wide receiver.
You guys lose.
What?
No, we lost.
Who's the other wide receiver?
Tyreek Hill.
Well, that shocks me.
come
That
on.
shocks me.
Hold on.
That really shocks me.
There's a couple of incidents.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's the
also the race that they were going to do.
Yeah, I don't think we ever would have gotten to Tyreek Hill.
No, we never
Your
would've
2
gotten that.
quarterbacks. Number 10, there's no way you guys would have gotten this. Russell Wilson was number 10. But number 3, you guys should have gotten it.
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Oh, yeah, we should have got
I was saving Rodgers
It's
as
so weird
knockdown
as he
pick
didn't
late.
play, so that was terrible.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that was all of last year.
Wow.
So that was the most searched players and teams internationally. And again, Canada, the number 1 team, the number 1 country outside the United States that researches the NFL. Now I get it; they have their own football league, but to your point, like Brazil, they're opening up the season back-to-back.
We're
years.
opening up in Brazil, and nobody cares in Brazil about the NFL. and we're opening up our season there. It's like if they had the Premier League. If they told the Premier League in soccer, we're going to open up the Premier League season playing games in Cleveland, Ohio, they would never do it. They would never do it. There's zero reason the NFL should be opening up its season playing in foreign countries, period. Because nobody cares.
All right. It's time now for the key three best minutes from today's show.
Now, the Kincade Salciunas Key 3. Today's best.
When I'm talking about Nick Castellanos, is 1 for his last 29, 2 for his last 33, 3 for his last 36, 4 for his last 39. But since July 2nd, 187. I told you that yesterday. It's updated. Since July 2nd, he is batting 187.
What?
He has walked just 4 times and has struck out 36 times. He has 6 extra base hits, 5 of which are home runs, 1 double, 19 singles. So when he is hitting the ball, it is typically just a single, except for the occasional home run. Since July 2nd, we are a month and a half in this stretch where he's batting well below 200. The question is, who would you have sat yesterday? Would it have been Nick Castellanos?
Yes, it would have been. You just gave the numbers. Are you kidding me? Like, what are we doing here? Are we being bullied by Nikki the C?
You have one question about the Eagles right now offensively, and no, it's not whether or not you're concerned. We don't waste your time here.
No, we do not do that. We don't have a lot of concern.
You're wondering where A.J. Brown is.
Yeah, I'm wondering about A.J. Brown, and again, I'm not going to be concerned about A.J. Brown that he can't step in and perform because he's a veteran and he's a long veteran. But when you do hear that there is a lot of timing issues, they're talking about timing issues and that they're having trouble. Maybe part of the reason that Jalen Hurts is a little skitterish and the numbers haven't been as good as far as just that where they want them to be. And Nick Sirianni talks about it not being as smooth. They don't have their normal sets. I think it hurts not having A.J. Brown in camp. It hurts, and that does bother me. And it makes me wonder because this is starting to get a little chronic with A.J.
He's getting up there in age,
and it just does concern me because the Eagles' offense looks a lot different without A.J.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Now, I mean, it is A.J. Brown. Is he the straw that stirs the drink? And this is something that I didn't put in my notes. Is he, I know that we say it's Saquon, because Saquon really does sort of set the tone and the physical tone. And the offensive line really does set the physical tone. But is A.J. Brown sort of the straw that stirs the drink? All right, give me the Jalen Hurts question about A.J. Brown. If A.J. Brown was healthy, do you think the stories that would be written about the Eagles offense and how they're looking at practice be different?
And this is not a show that's asking the question.
We're not asking him,
are you concerned about the Eagles?
Yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that show in case you don't know that.
Sure. Yeah, so Jalen Hurts barely completed anything down the field against the Browns the last couple days. Like, I can recall like one pass over the middle to Devontae in the red zone, probably like a 10, 15-yard pass. Devontae actually made a great play, caught it, spun while he was catching, spun into the end zone away from the guy who was Browns defender who was hitting him. But in terms of like downfield passes, almost nothing. So yeah, would that have looked a little bit different if A.J. Brown were out there? Probably. I mean, I've seen joint practices against the Browns before with A.J. and Devontae, and they kind of destroyed them down the field. And this year wasn't that. So yeah, I think the offense looks completely different. But A.J. Brown, kind of a good player, and when he's in there, they have a better chance to win than when he's not.
Yeah, I think that's pretty spot-on analysis there, Jimmy. All right, that was the key three best minutes from today's show. Today at 1 o'clock, for those of you who have been following this saga, you probably much closer than we have.
What's that?
There's a ruling on Michigan today.
Oh, today is the cheaters.
Today is the
Cheatergate comes down.
Michigan ruling.
And you know what? Jim Harbaugh should be there for it and should, agree to pay whatever fine and take the penalty.
By the way, the news release, this is according to Pat Ford, who covers...
40.
That's
40. 40?
Not Joe Torty.
No, it's Pat 40.
News release and public report will come out at noon.
Good.
So we'll know about it before the press conference starts at 1.
They cheated to win a national championship.
Hey,
That's what you need to know.
You ain't cheating, you ain't
And remember
trying.
they literally were dressing...
Yeah.
They were dressing an assistant coach.
I know.
Now, a low-level assistant coach to masquerade himself on a sideline so they could be stealing signs for the next week's games.
Yeah.
Michigan is downright dirty. Now, Adam Schefter's going to be very upset when this word
he will be.
So will Mike Tirico. They'll be very upset about this.
So will Brandon Graham.
Brandon Graham will be very upset about
The
this.
great Michigan Wolverine.
I mean, how dirty a cheating scandal is that? You get an assistant coach, a low level.
It's pretty bad.
You dress them, and they literally go and go to the student store and get like gear so they can, and they get a press credential so they can be on the sideline, but they're dressed as like so they just blend in, and they're there photographing signs that they can use.
Points for originality.
By the way, speaking of
yeah, but that's hardball for you.
Speaking of other nonsense,
Who's got it better than us?
The NFLPA, man, what a off season they're having. They they put one of their top lawyers on paid administrative leave for a lot of complaints within the human resources toward the human resources department. She was apparently doing stuff with the money in other areas. Like, it was, the NFLPA is having a rough off season.
By the way,
and all I'm telling you is Roger Goodell, anytime you want to come to the table with something, he just laughs at them.
I've been told the Pony is next, by the way. The Pony is the other place other than where you get your wings in Atlanta.
Ah, okay.
The other shoe show place. The Pony, the Pink Pony, is the next place.
You got too many ponies in your lives.
There
Because
you
you
go.
told me about the guy
Pony
from
was in Pittsburgh, yes. That's Andrew Filipponi.
I'll tell you, it sounds like a fun place to work.
Hey,
get away with everything over there.
Hey, Davis CPA Group.
Not anymore.
They're not like that. They just work hard and take care of business.
Damn right they
They're making a donation to the American Association for Cancer Research, and you can too. Go to 975thefanatic.com/AACR because cancer research saves lives.
All right, Johnny, have a great weekend. You're working how many days next week?
I'm working all next week.
Oh, you're working all of next week. It's the following week you're off.
Yeah.
I'm getting confused by your vacation schedule
all right,
at this
buddy.
point. So John Kincade
All
will be here next week.
You will have gray hair soon.
Damn
all
right.
right. It's
I think
all right.
I already saw a couple. Ray Dunn comes your way next. YouTube, have a great weekend.
Have a
Everybody
great
who
weekend.
listen on the app or on the radio in your cars,
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys Monday.